Good afternoon, everybody. Can anybody hear me? Hey, Nia. Hi, guys. Everybody hears me okay? Okay, good. Hi, guys. Now I need to put the link up. Remember how to do this? Guests. Invite guests. There we go. You think I would know this after all this time? I always hit the wrong thing first. There's the link. Looks good. I hope. What do I look like here? There we go. We got one person in. Add to stream. Layout. Hey, Mark.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, Niam, just click that link and away you go. Add to stream.
There we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Good evening in UK.
Oh, yes. 9:30 here.
4:15 in the afternoon. I mean, 4:30 in the afternoon here.
Yeah.
Welcome all. Welcome. I was rushing around. I just barely made it here. I had to go get my mother some medication, and I literally walked in the door, ran to get the camera going. This my lunch is like cookies.
So how are you guys doing over there?
We're doing good.
Yeah, good.
How are
Good,
you?
thanks.
Good. I just finished watching the videos there, your dad's favorite 80s and the 90s records. So I'm kind of caught up on what your father is into.
I haven't had a chance to see that one yet.
Oh, yeah, it's not too bad.
Interesting. Not much prog though.
I was pleased with the Iron Maiden selection of Power Slave. That was a definite plus, and the Metallica, of course.
Yeah. But I would say probably being my age, I'm sort of more into sort of like late 60s and 70s stuff. That's not to say I don't like, obviously don't like Iron Maiden. I love them, but for me, I'm much more sort of like Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, that kind of thing. And
now, Niam, your father's name is what?
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Peter.
Peter.
Yeah.
Good name. My father's name was Peter. Good name.
Yeah. So, that's the sort of stuff I'm mainly into. But I'm into loads. I like a lot of country rock as well. It's.
So, are you credited with getting your daughter into all this music? Is it all your fault?
Probably is. Yes. Probably is.
Well, the thing is that you didn't actually force anything. Yeah, I kind of found it myself.
Willing victim.
I found it myself, but Dad gave me.
But I'm sure your dad was like playing it all the time, and you couldn't escape it, right?
Not actually. He kind of left me to discover it for myself. I mean, there was stuff that I'd heard in my childhood, like a lot of Beach Boys stuff is what I remember from my childhood, which. Dad's favorite album of all time is Pet Sounds, so of course I would hear that a lot around the house and around.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get any introduction to prog until like a year or 2 years ago. So
yeah. Interesting.
Well,
but
I think you have rubbed off on my daughter by bringing your dad up, because now she said she wasn't interested in ever coming on my YouTube, and now she says probably in the next I don't know when, but soon she'll actually do a video with me. So
That's great.
I
Wow.
think that's all. I think that's all you're doing. You made it cool for the daughters and the fathers to be on camera. So I think she's going to join me on camera one day.
That's great. That's
That'd
great.
be great.
Yeah.
So the King Crimson thing, I've noticed that you have a lot of boxes. I've been very impressed with that because I'm a huge King Crimson collector myself there too. Is that something that you and your dad share a love of as well? Is there more you than your dad?
I'd say I'm the bigger King Crimson fan, but you do like King Crimson a
Oh,
lot.
I like King Crimson a lot. You know, what's not to like about them? Really?
So then the question is, between you and your dad, which are your favorite records? Which is Dad's favorite record, Peter's, and which is your favorite King Crimson?
Mine's Red.
Yeah,
Um,
same as me.
but it
Yeah?
I started off within the Court of the Crimson King, which is kind of the starting point of getting into King Crimson. But then as soon as I heard Red, I was like, okay, that's my favorite now. I loved that one so much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we already have one question here from Christopher Peterson saying, what is the best album not done by any of the big prog bands like Yes or Genesis, etc.?
So what are you saying? What is the best prog album which is not done by the big names?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's a good question. I like that Gracious album,
yeah, that's fantastic.
which is a kind of under the radar UK prog band, which they're on the Vertigo label actually. So, but they are very good. They have a really great sound as well.
Yeah.
And I just think that more people should know about them.
Exactly.
We found out about them through a top 50 prog songs list, and I heard like they had a small clip of the song, one of the songs, and I thought, this is great. So I just listened to the whole thing, and we just both really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I realize that your father is into Porcupine Tree as well, right? And did you hear the latest rumor that I heard that Stephen Wilson was saying that because of the reaction to his latest solo album, there is a rumor that he may reform Porcupine Tree and do another record?
I saw that this morning.
I haven't heard about that.
I saw that this morning. Yeah, but there are rumours that they may get together again.
That'd be great. I think that's what we need.
So what would you say is your favorite Porcupine Tree between the two of you?
Fear of Blank Planet.
Yeah, that's my favorite as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good stuff. I love Dead Wing. I love In Absentia. I love I could go on. Lighthouse Sun is fantastic. Light Bulb Sun, sorry. They're just a great band.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, In Absentia is great. I mean, Alex Lifeson played on that as well. So, of course, you have an appearance by a Rush member, so you can't go wrong with that. I've got another question from Groovy Lisa saying, so what is the first record you bought, Peter?
The first record, actually, I can tell you the first record I got because my brother was in the Marines and he was stationed in Singapore and he gave me the Best of the Beach Boys.
What year was that?
That was 1964.
Oh, nice.
So that was
fantastic.
that's the Best of the Beach Boys. Which
Great.
the one, it's got some great stuff on it.
Awesome. So, Anthony, you want to jump in?
So was the Beach Boys then your first band you really liked, or were you listening to something else? Or
Being from England and everything like that, you can't help not being affected by the Beatles.
the Beatles and the Stones and
and the Stones. I had the pleasure of seeing the Beatles in the Hammersmith Odeon in 1965. I saw a lot of the support acts, and I saw the Beatles, but I couldn't hear anything. my cousin took us, and as soon as they came on, the place just went mental. Yeah,
I've heard that other people say that have been to Beatles concerts. It says, I saw them, I didn't hear them. I think that's a common denominator. Nobody heard the Beatles, but they all saw them.
Well, Dad, someone's asked you a question. Being a jam band fan, are you familiar with Government Mule? You're very familiar with Government Mule.
Yeah, I love Government Mule. I think I would say without any doubt, there are obviously great English bands and everything like that. I love Americana, and it's not because you guys are American. It's just I like American music. Always have, always will do.
Yeah. So I'm guessing then, of course, you probably, of course, share the love of Rush just like your daughter does. Being Canadian, I'm very pleased to hear that because they're
Oh,
my
you're
favorite band
Canadian,
of all
are you?
time.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't take that as any sort of insult or anything. I have a lot of American friends, so that's all good, right? So, but I'm curious, how familiar are you with, let's say, Canadian rock or Canadian progressive rock in general, besides Rush?
Not at all. Not at all.
No, unfortunately, I don't really know anything. I mean, I think I've seen some comments in my YouTube sections of some lesser known Canadian prog bands, which have interested me, but I just haven't had the chance to listen to them just yet.
Yeah. Well,
an off-topic question. So when Nia, Niev, decided to make a YouTube channel, did you make it before your dad knew about it, or did you just like go, Dad, I got a YouTube channel now? Or did
I started it just impulsively, and then when obviously my first video kickstarted and I was making more videos about prog, I just decided, well, why not feature my dad on the channel, because
did he know from the get-go that you had a YouTube channel going, or did you
no,
have a few videos out before you told him?
I think the only people that I told about my YouTube channel when I started it was my best friend and my boyfriend, and that was it. The only two people that I told.
And how did Peter react? Peter, how did you react when you said, "Oh, Dad, I'm like on YouTube"?
I thought it's good. It's very, very good. And we've had all this thing with the pandemic and everything, so Neve hasn't had any work, so she just set about doing something,
And because I was gonna, obviously, I started out with the name Neve the Prog Nerd. I just decided to get someone to talk about prog with me. Obviously, someone who's listened to it longer than I've been alive.
Do you watch all your daughter's videos? Do you watch every one?
Oh yes, definitely.
Good.
I'll come downstairs and he'll be watching the videos on the telly.
Does he give you critical opinions on your videos? Does he even say I don't know about that, I don't know about this video, I don't know what this one is good, Does he correct you? Does he put in creative input to your videos?
I mean, you say a few things about my reviews here and there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think probably Neve and I will pretty much agree with a lot of stuff, because that's just the way it is. I mean, we have several differences. I mean, whereas she's much more into sort of the metal side of things. I'm not saying I dislike it, but I'm much more into sort of like, I mean, I love country music. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think Neve told me on the last time she came on my stream that she'd taken you to see Dream Theater, and you weren't too keen on going to see Dream Theater, but came out with a different opinion.
It was funny because I think that at first you and Mum were debating, who's going to take me to the Dream Theater concert, because none of you like Dream Theater, especially Mum not being a prog fan at all, really. So she was a bit more wary to go, and then I just got Dad to come, and he was reluctant. But then we came out the gig, and he thought, well, do we have Metropolis Part 2 on vinyl? I said, I'm way ahead of you.
So you're a Dream Theater fan now?
Oh, yeah, I am now. I really am.
You were converted.
Without any doubt, I like, obviously, the British bands of the late 60s, early 70s, I mean, for me, what is so depressing is the state of music in this country.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Stephen Wilson is the beacon of light. I think without any doubt, the rest of it is cankerous rubbish.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, although I don't know what your opinion is of his latest release that he put out. I'm not exactly a big fan of that direction of his music, but I think overall it's pretty good.
I think it's okay. I mean, I'm all right with groups and artists taking a different turn, because it could be interesting. So I thought the album was interesting to an extent. I mean, it's definitely different from everything he's done before. But
I mean, the funny thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I think I was just saying, I just like the new direction a little bit, but I do prefer his older side, of course.
Yeah.
Being a metal
Yeah, I like the Raven that refused to sing. That was my favorite
Oh,
solo.
the way that refused to sing is fantastic.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones he's ever done. I'm curious, Neve, you do a lot of different things now on your channel. You do like, album reviews now. You also do like, what I'm listening to lately, and you show your collections. Which of those sort of things that you do you think gets the best reaction from your subscribers? Do they like your album reviews more, or what do you think they react to better?
I think that people seem to like my my listen, like when I do my monthly listens, because I think a lot of people think, they'll take away from that video some new stuff to listen to, and then they can input stuff for me to listen to into my March video, my videos, so on. So that one's good. I mean, the reviews are also good to get other people's opinions on the albums that I'm talking about, and if I've got something wrong or something. But
yeah,
I think that the listens, my monthly listens, are good.
So
if you can read down there, we got a question from Eddie.
Symphony, since your music taste is prog and unique amongst your peers, have any of your peers started listening to prog based on the success of your channel? No, I get bullied by my friends for listening to prog.
So you're probably the odd one out of your friends. None of them have picked up because of you.
No, I mean, my boyfriend maybe. I've got him to listen to early Genesis, King Crimson, and Yes, and stuff like that. But everyone else is not. I don't even think they're much into that kind of scene at all. I mean, I know one of my friends just calls me just weird for liking prog. Why do you like it? I don't understand it.
Interesting. So I'm curious, Peter. What was the last concert you saw before this whole COVID thing started?
Well, you're gonna love this. Was I ever Dream? No, it wasn't Dream Theater, was it? It was Tedeschi Trucks and Tedeschi Trucks band, and another band I love a lot as well, Black Blue Smoke.
Interesting. So here you go. My internet hates me right now, but any plans to showcase something outside of prog on the channel?
I'm actually planning a top 10 non-prog albums video at some point.
Yeah, we're going to let other people come up soon, but we're going to give Neve and her dad the floor for a few minutes, just before, so it doesn't get too crazy in here. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, because you're doing prog, which is, I mean, it's a pretty big category, but there's not a ton of prog out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're producing videos like, 5 days a week. Is it 6 days a week? So do you worry that you're going to hit a wall and like, what am I going to do now? Because you're producing so much content on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That you're going to run out of things to talk about so you're going to have to expand outside of the prog category.
Yeah.
I think, well, I've got the Saturdays with Dad videos where we talk about stuff that isn't prog, obviously, because we've been talking about just favorite albums of each decade, not exclusively prog, which I think I might do at some point, a series of just my favorite albums, just in general, not just prog, because as you said, there is only so much I can talk about the same album over and over, and I'm worried obviously about people getting bored of me talking about the same thing, which is great for me to talk about other things as well as prog.
Yeah.
So,
because I know you said you were very much into metal last time you were here. You were very much into metal before you got into prog.
Oh yeah, Iron Maiden were my favorite band for like a solid.
So you could certainly go down the metal route and capture all the metal heads as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm very much into my kind of 80s metal, 70s metal, like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth, all that kind of stuff. That's what I was listening to predominantly before prog. I mean, I was really into my metal like a lot, and discovered things like Dream Theater and all that kind of stuff, which kind of led me
because obviously there's obviously still a ton of prog stuff. I mean, if you just look at your collection that you have a lot of stuff you can still go through before worrying about that. But it would be good, I think, that if you added some other things in there too, like some of the metal stuff, I think would be good, because those are a good crossover section of genres as well to go between the prog and the metal as well. Elliot here is probably wondering why we didn't ask this question. I didn't ask it because Peter already mentioned this, which was when you're not listening to prog or rock, Peter, in general, what are the other genres you listen to? You said country. Do you also listen to folk or soul or jazz or anything like that?
I would say, I like, I'm not so much folk, but I love jazz. I love a lot. And I do like soul. I mean, I like the early, sort of the Tamla Motown sounds and things like that. I like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So the Vinyl Archivist, which is a good friend of ours, just talk prog and metal. It will piss off all the people currently bashing the genre. There's a great thing in the VC right now where people are kind of having a little play at prog music in general. So I think he's trying to encourage you to keep talking about it because it'll probably annoy those people. So
I mean, there's no sign of stopping at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So Groovy Lisa says, I love to see newer music in the VC too, because I think oftentimes the VC focuses solely on 60s and 70s and doesn't focus much more on newer music. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, I mean, I pick up Prog magazine every time it's released, and I see all the new releases from bands that don't get enough recognition, and I glance at them, I do a little bit of research, maybe listen to a couple of songs and then an album. So I'm planning on doing some because I do my Wednesday reviews. I've got a list of modern prog albums to talk about. So possibly in a couple of weeks, I'll start talking about modern prog because that's something I think a lot of people would benefit from.
You know what's interesting? You mentioned Prog Magazine, and that's an excellent source of finding new prog bands. I've found so many bands I've never even knew about from there, like because I wasn't aware of Big Train and some of these other bands that are in there as well. So I was wondering, have you ever did like a blind buy based on the magazine? Like you read something and said, oh, I see this band. Let's say, for example, Big Train. Would you go out and get their record just purely on the fact that it was in the magazine?
I mean, I'll probably read up about like maybe a review because they do like the album reviews in there as well. If I read a good review of it, I'll probably just go out and buy it on CD or just listen to the download. I have impulsively bought things before, based on the fact that it's been recommended to me or it's just widely known as a great album. I've done that before.
Yeah. Also, what I tend to do now is if someone recommends something to me, I'll just go into my Spotify account and then listen to the album on Spotify, and then if I like it, then I'll pursue it further.
Yeah. So, Peter, I'm curious. I saw your head turn around when I mentioned Big Train. Are you a fan of them? And do you also like Spock's beer?
I don't know Big Train. I'm
familiar with the name, actually.
No,
a lot of people have recommended them to me. I think I've had like a couple of songs. I liked them quite a lot.
Interesting, because they're apparently a very big band in the UK as far as the progressive genre goes.
That's one to check out then.
Yeah. You should check that out, definitely. Yeah. And do you guys like Tool as well?
Oh yeah,
Tool I like. Yeah, Tool is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tool. I had the pleasure of seeing them actually here in Toronto when they came through. I think it was on Lateralis, that tour, when they were touring that album. It was the best concert. This is the only concert I ever saw where they played their normal set, and it was the ending of the set was so good that they didn't even come back for the encore. It's like they felt they couldn't even top the ending of that. Yeah. It was incredible. So I have another question. Nee, do you have any interest in non-rock genres? I think you already answered this.
I mean, I like there's I think like a dream pop, I think that's the name of the genre, duo called Beach House, which my boyfriend introduced me to, who I absolutely love. I really recommend it to anyone. It's just kind of like very mellow, synthy kind of music, just done by two people. And I think that the singer's got a great voice as well. It's completely unrelated to rock music and prog, very, very unrelated. But I do recommend it if you're into that kind of indie kind of genre.
Yeah, excellent. So there's a question here too for you, Peter. Peter, do you collect any jazz records?
Yeah. Miles Davis, Bill Evans, also obviously things like Weather Report, and John Coltrane as well. I just like jazz a lot. Canadian Oscar Peterson. Great pianist. But,
very nice.
But yeah, I do like. I like jazz. Yeah. But,
so you want to go ahead, Anthony?
Now, what would be if you could, if you can even answer to this? What is probably the album you have played the most, Peter? In your lifetime?
That sounds
your go-to.
Pet Sounds.
Pet Sounds.
Pet Sounds.
If I've listened to it once, I've listened to it 10,000 times, and I'm still not
Niev,
bored.
right? What's your most listened to album, do you think?
It's a good question. Probably 10,000 Days or Lateralis, because there was a big time where I was just listening to that on repeat throughout the whole of lockdown, and that's probably the most time I've ever listened to music. Either that or Nursery Crime, which is one that I listened to a lot while I was in college.
It's a great album.
Studying music. I just listened. I would just, during my breaks, I would just go around, sit somewhere and just listen to that album, because it would just calm down after a long
You like Genesis as well, yeah?
Oh yeah, I got a huge
Genesis.
collection
Absolutely.
of Genesis.
I like all phases of Genesis. I know there's people out there that are like, the Phil Collins era, blah 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 blah. I like all. I would say there's 5 stages of Genesis, and I like all of them, because you had that first album, Genesis to Revelation, that was kind of a standalone. Then you had the Gabriel years. Then you had Gabriel gone, and you still had Hackett. Then you lost Hackett. Then they brought in Ray at the end for that last album, that kind of bookended her career. But I liked all of them. I liked all of them. They all had their own thing, their own sound.
I mean, I had the pleasure of going to Wimbledon Town Hall on one very cold September night in London with about 500 people to see Genesis. And they just released Nursery Crime.
Oh, nice.
It was just incredible. It's like 500 people, that's all, crammed into the town hall just down the road here in Wimbledon.
It's actually not a venue anymore. They've turned it into a shopping centre now.
So really?
The very first time I saw Genesis was with Peter Gabriel in Massey Hall. And he had, that was right around the time when the Genesis live album came out. So he was promoting Foxtrot and Nursery Crime and all that.
I mean,
that was the first time I saw them. And I got dragged there by somebody. I wasn't even into Genesis. And I got dragged there by somebody else who had an extra ticket and said, Anthony, you got to check out this band, and went and loved it. And then went to the record store the next day and bought Genesis Live, the first Genesis Live. Because
I know that one. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, sorry.
It's one I wish would be remastered and reissued, because I've never remastered or reissued that live album.
Yeah.
And it's great performances on there. Great performances.
So somebody here, Michael Pilmer, I believe he's a big fan of Devo. He's asking, can Peter tell us about his experience seeing Devo live?
Oh yeah, I told them that you went to see them.
I saw them at Nebworth. I thought they were it's the most unbelievable thing. You guys, 5 guys in flower pots on heads and everything like that. I thought it was just incredible.
Was that the Nebworth Festival?
They did a cover of the Rolling Stones' Satisfaction, which was just like something I've never heard before. But yeah, they were all right.
That's on our Are We Not Men, We Are Devo, that cover.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the guys from Detroit, aren't they? Are they from Detroit?
Yeah, Devo are from Detroit, actually.
Yeah. But, I have to ask you guys one question. I'm going to mention one word, and I want to know what you think. Fish.
Marillion.
Phish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know of them. I've seen a few videos of them. I think they're fantastic players, fantastic musicians. I'm not very familiar with their material as far as like albums. I probably couldn't name you a single song title, but when I do see them on YouTube, I always watch their live performances because I think they're fantastic. Actually, the thing that I watched the most with them is they had a video of them showing all their equipment. Like they show the keyboard rig and all that stuff. I love those kind of videos, and they always have some fantastic equipment those guys use.
Yeah. What about you? Do you like Phish?
I've heard of them. I have never listened to anything by them, but I have heard of them.
Well, if I could just slot a couple of records your way.
Absolutely. That's what we do in these streams. Yeah. Influence each other. Make us all spend our money.
Rift and the Story of the Ghost. 2 wonderful albums. and there's another album which I don't know if you like more mellow music, like Billy Breathes, but in this country, no one's heard of Fish.
Where are they
It
from?
really annoys me because it means they don't come over. So I'm gonna have to go over to the States to watch them.
So they're American, an American band?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, massively. They're from Vermont.
Yeah.
They actually have an ice cream named after them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish food. Ben and Jerry's. Yeah.
Now, isn't Fish related? There's a connection with them and the Grateful Dead, if I'm not mistaken.
So the Grateful Dead played their Fare Thee Well concerts in Chicago in July of 2015, and obviously because Jerry, we're not worthy, had passed his way. Trey Anastasio, who is the lead guitar or the guitarist and lead singer for Fish, filled in for him.
Yeah, I remember hearing that was quite a big impact on them when Jerry Garcia passed away, and I think that I heard as well that them doing that for the Grateful Dead actually made a big push for them, at least here in America, when they did that, right? So that's all.
I just think they're an amazing band, but then I'm also a big fan of Blake said Government Mule as well. I love Government Mule.
Yeah,
I think Warren
got a
Haynes.
question for Niev there.
All right.
What do you contribute to the success of your channel? Prog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to talk about. It's something that maybe young people aren't familiar with, and I think that by me, a young person, spreading the word of prog to people who are around my age or people who've just never really considered listening to it have all come along, and maybe also obviously the vinyl community as well, because I do my vinyl community videos and then I also do my prog videos, so I've got like a bit of a mixture of different audiences, which is very fun because I've got the people who are really into collecting and I've got the people who are really into prog, so it's a good mix. And I think that I thank everyone for the success of my channel, of course, because I wouldn't really
here's a question I have for both of you. Within your collections, both you and Peter, what would you say is the most valuable album you have in your collection?
Ooh, Oysterhead, yeah.
It's a supergroup album.
Made up of who?
Who's it? Who's in? Les Claypool's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's the drummer of the Police again? Stuart Copeland and Trey Anastasia. It's just three of them, and it's like Newark Prog. I think it's like a late 2000s album, but it's practically non-existent out there, and we actually managed to get hold of one on Discogs. I don't think they're available anymore.
And you know what the current average selling price of that one is now? That makes it your most valuable?
Probably in like $4
$2 billion.
Yeah, I never go by the high end on Discogs because that's unrealistic. I always go by the median.
I think
medium is always the best.
Yeah, because some person can sell an album and put that he sold an album for $800 and drive up the price, but it's an unrealistic number.
But also, people forget that sometimes people have like signed versions of it, and if you have a signed version of it, then it goes right up.
$800 version, exactly.
Yeah.
It's usually if a band member has passed as well, the price will go up as well if it's been signed.
Yeah, I mean that phenomenon happened really big when David Bowie died. I remember I was collecting at that time, and when David Bowie died, the week after that, I was still searching for a few records, and those prices had like tripled, like virtually in a week's time.
Yeah, same thing happened last summer when Eddie Van Halen died. Everything on Discogs went for Van Halen.
Yeah. So there you go. How do you guys think about Van Halen? Like, do you listen to Van Halen? Any thoughts on Van Halen?
I'm a huge Van Halen fan, personally. I don't think
there's one you've never mentioned. I don't think you've ever mentioned that.
Yeah, I had so it was like the weird, awkward part between my metal phase and my prog phase where I was just listening to like kind of classic rock and stuff like that. And I remember hearing about Van Halen from, I don't remember, somewhere, they're just a famous group. And I listened to their first album and I thought that was one of the best albums I think I've ever heard. And then obviously I listened to 1984 and so on. I
was just about to ask you if you had to pick a Van Halen. What's your favorite Van Halen?
It's probably the first album.
I agree. I agree. For me, nothing ever came close to the first album.
Oh yeah,
in my
every
opinion.
song on that, every
song on the first album was fantastic, and they never I don't think they ever equaled that
And
in
they
their
never
entire career after that.
And Eddie
Oh,
never sounded the same after that. If you notice, his guitar sound was never the same after that first record. It
yeah.
always started changing. That was the only record he had that sound like that. Oh, and just to answer your question, Nico Malcolm here put that the medium price sold for Oysterhead right now is 272 euros. So it's pretty pricey.
What does that translate into Canadian? What's the euro right now to the Canadian dollar?
Oh, it's almost like 1.5 to like 1. So it's a lot. It would be like, that's a lot of money in Canadian. That's like that's well over 300 of ours. Well over, closer to 4. So that's a lot of money for that album.
Yeah, it is. We bought it near mint, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we did get it in mint. Yeah.
Interesting. So do you have some similar kind of pricey record like amongst your jazz collection, Peter?
Not really. Most of them are reissues. To be honest,
we have is it Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the? Yeah, we have one of those.
What kind of blue?
Yeah.
Nice. That must be a nice copy of that.
Oh yeah, it is nice. It's a blue vinyl.
Oh, nice.
I've got one of those copies of Fragile by Yes. Sounds just amazing.
Yes.
And you'd said that one album was your most valuable one you own. Is there an album that you really want that's just like ridiculously expensive that you would love if you had money falling out of the sky you would love to buy? Is there something that you're just like, oh, I'd really one day like to have this album, this pressing, this album, this version that costs $1,000 or whatever? Is there one?
A first pressing of something like Dark Side of the Moon or something like that.
Oh, I'd say probably the White Album,
number 1
by Beatles, number 0001. I mean, that's a cool $250,000.
Unbelievable. So somebody here, Charlie, put here, has either one of you traveled to the United States at all?
Yeah,
I worked in the States.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been as a family 3 times to 3 different places, but obviously mum and dad have obviously been before I was born, but we've been to so we went to Florida, to Disneyland the first time, and then we went to Las Vegas, and then we went to New York a couple of years ago. So
any thoughts? Do you have a favorite spot?
I loved New York. I just loved all the record stores just around. There were so many in the area, and I absolutely just loved.
Any thoughts of visiting Canada? We share the same queen.
I think I can safely say this. I flew from New York in December once to Toronto, and when I got out of the airport, and I met my client, I have never ever been so cold.
When did you come? When did you come though?
It was in the. I mean, I know what Canada is like. It's beautiful. I mean, it was like it was in the middle of December.
Oh yeah, bad time.
Maybe a week before Christmas.
I swear, a lot of people will come to Canada in December, January, and they're like, "I'm never going back there again." It's like those are like the worst time for the first trip to Canada. Never come in December, January. Just don't. Any other time, yeah, but don't come in December, January.
Actually, because I was at a conference in the States, a conference in New York, and this guy who I know in Toronto, a client, he had to. It was the only time I could see him, and it was a fairly short flight from JFK to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it.
But possibly that'd be a nice place to go to.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people have enjoyed their trips to Canada, but here we go, Groovy Lisa, with what turntable do you use for your records, Nee?
My turntable is a TAC TN300. It's the same one that I've had ever since I've started collecting. Like 3 or 4 years ago.
Plugged into what?
I have this old. I did a video about all my stuff. I just got to remember what it is because it's all different.
The inquiring minds want to know that haven't seen your video. So
it's a Sony amp that I've got, and then the speakers are. Oh god, I don't remember the name of the. It was But I know the ones that we have down here. It's just the ones
Mhm.
upstairs. It took me an age to find the actual name of them for my video, but the ones we have downstairs here are Kef speakers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And
they're
Peter,
very nice.
and Peter, what is your turntable?
Mine is
You have Audio Technica.
Audio Technica.
Very nice. Very nice.
And who do you think's got the better turntable?
And the speakers and everything.
Cartridge? What's the cartridges you have on your turntables? Factory installed, or have you upgraded, or?
I mean,
No, I actually got a new. I got a new cartridge recently, but I think it's a sort of Audio Technica cartridge. It's sort of nothing.
yeah, I have one.
It's nothing too special. I mean, you know, like
Yeah.
sorry.
I think that no, it's okay. I was gonna say I think that most people, believe it or not, are maybe not as obsessed with changing their needles and their cartridges as most people probably think that they are. I mean, I think that group of people are a bit smaller than what appears on there. Because I mean, I don't really care too much about what my needle is. I mean, as long as it sounds decent, I don't want it to sound like garbage. Obviously,
as long as your ears are happy with what you're listening to, that's all that matters.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. It says, here is a hard question. How do you define prog? These genre names seem so vague to me.
How do you define prog? I remember in my second year of college, I did a whole presentation about what prog is, basically. To me, how I define prog is long instrumentals of the blend of classical and jazz music. Just interesting lyrics. I love the lyrics and different lyrics from different groups and the variation as well.
Sorry.
Also, that's a very tricky question because anything can be considered progressive if it's of its time. So
That's interesting. It's interesting you say that because
Sgt. Pepper's it could be. A lot of people would consider Sgt. Pepper's a prog album, which I wouldn't really, but I call it progressive for its time.
You would.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some prog aspect. It's like Pink Floyd. They've got prog aspect, but I wouldn't call them a strictly prog band.
Yeah, well, I think that the prog is it's an all-encompassing expression because prog can be something like I don't know, something like Fish, for instance, which is much more psychedelic on the prog side, or it could be like Soft Machine, which is more jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly could be like Richard and Linda Thompson, which I would call sort of like folk prog, or Atomic Rooster we were listening to today,
Blues
which
orientated.
is much more sort of blues orientated prog.
Oh yeah. Time signature changes, of course.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing is that if you think about what the word actually means, progressive, it means to change, to progress forward, right? And I think that one of the interesting things is that right now, like for example, like Steven Wilson, what he just did is the prime example of what progressive music is. He took one style that he was in and totally went a left turn and went to some different style, and that technically would be, in my opinion, what the whole root of progressive music is. Look at Rush. They did something like Permanent Waves, and then they go to like Power Windows, which is a total left turn from what they were doing before.
Oh yeah, I mean I love that about Rush, how they went from pretty much a hard rock band into a prog band and then into like an 80s band, which I thought was great. Yeah. I love bands that can change up their style and not keep the same thing over and over.
But then you have sort of things like it's certainly as we progress into the 90s, sorry about the pun, as we go into the 90s and 2000, you get this thing which I call sort of like metal prog, which is like Tool or Dream Theater, and also the wonderment that is Opeth. Do you like Opeth?
Oh, I
think progressive metal really kind of rose in the 90s there. It kind of was the next thing
Without
after hair metal, and because hair metal was kind of dying off and prog as we know it was kind of dying off, and I think the two kind of married each other and had a baby, and it was called progressive metal.
Yeah, like
you like Opeth as well, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Black Metal Park is one of my favorite records.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I love that record. That one was really good. I really liked some of the newer stuff too that they did. That Sorceress. Yeah, Sorceress.
great.
And I've grown to love symphonic metal in the last 10, 15
Oh,
years. Symphonic metal.
Well,
All these Eastern bands from Finland and Germany and Sweden and all these Eastern symphonic metal bands like Nightwish and all that. That stuff is fantastic, and I've just really become a symphonic metal lover.
Yeah,
because it's almost proggy too, the symphonic metal.
Yeah, it's called Alan Parsons Project or something like that.
That's not metal.
Well, no, but talking about the symphonic prog.
Yeah,
There's elements of it, I think, in there. Not very heavily, but there's like, I think when I think of Alan Parsons Project, I think of that music that could almost be like related to almost like a film score sometimes, some of his music.
definitely.
Yeah. But whenever I think of Alan Parsons Project, I think of what's his name, Austin Powers, Dr. Evil Austin Powers.
Yeah.
He's set up a nuclear warhead, which he calls the Alan Parsons
Project. That was brilliant.
Yeah, so, I think earlier Alan Parsons Project was much more proggy, but when he up till about Turn of the Friendly Card, but then when he got into like Eye in the Sky was just very commercial pop friendly, kind of laid back pop, if anything, than prog. I mean, I love Eye in the Sky, but it was a big change in sound there as he got into the 80s. It was the 80s. So
it was, in a funny sort of way, it's a bit like Metallica when they made the Black Album.
Yeah.
It became more sort of acceptable
rock music.
Radio friendly.
I think a lot of bands
radio friendly.
A lot of bands, I think, in my opinion, in order to, like 70s bands, prog bands, metal bands, any of these bands, in order to survive in the 80s, they had to adapt and become radio friendly, or they were going to just go out of business, to put it bluntly. So a lot of these bands had that change in the 80s. Look at 90215, right? So
90125. Yeah.
I know. I always do that. But that same thing, right? All these bands had to make a change to survive in the 80s. They all did.
Agreed.
That or they were just going to go the way of the dinosaur if they didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I would never sort of criticize anybody making the dollar and everything like that. But it's
you need money to survive. I mean, these bands
absolutely, and these great prog bands had to sort of, as you said, adapt with the times. But for me,
and of course, bands don't make money on their albums. Really, they make money on their tours.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have an album that you could tour in the 80s, nobody was going to go see your tour.
Yeah.
You're going to end up playing at the bar circuit. You were playing an arena in the 70s, and suddenly you're just playing small clubs in the 80s. If you didn't.
Well, like you said, Yes was the prime example of that. Also, Steve Howe, when he left Yes and formed Asia with John Wetton, that's a prime example of a band that definitely went down that route, because don't forget too, record labels had a little bit of influence on that as well. I think people like John Kalodner and David Geffen were the ones who were kind of saying, hey, you know what? Wink, wink, John Wetton isn't doing anything, Steve Howe. How about you get together with them and see what happens, kind of thing, right? So those things kind of happen. So we have a question here too now. What's your favorite female artist, the both of you?
I like Renaissance at the moment, which is a female-led program. I love them at the moment. What would you say?
Well, I mean, this is gonna.
It's
coming out now. My Secret Love, when I was at school, all the people like, I played in a band at school, and all the people I liked at school, we were all into Zeppelin, the Dead, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I used to have what I call my secret love, hide away and never admit it. The Carpenters.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Karen Carpenter
just admitted it.
What?
Karen Carpenter's a great drummer.
Now.
I mean,
You're
not
on record.
a drummer either.
Well, look at me. I was into Bebop Deluxe and Thin Lizzy and Golden Earring and all these bands in the 80s and the 70s, and with my friends. But my secret love was Olivia Newton-John. So. And I could never say anything to my friends, so you couldn't say, "Oh yeah, I love Olivia," because you say Olivia Newton-John and Led Zeppelin in the same sentence, you were like, you were beat up in the parking lot.
But what I've been listening to a lot, and I've only come into her music very late, is an artist called Judy Sill.
Haven't heard of her. Where's she?
I've heard of her. I don't know any of her music.
I haven't heard of her.
she's just got the most incredible voice. Absolutely, she died. This is a girl who was brought up in a most horrendous situation in Los Angeles. She resorted to prostitution, robbing liquor stores and things like that. But she was an incredibly talented musician. And I think that at the time, the Asylum Records guy, what was his name? Oh, man, the real guy who made the forefront of the Eagles and everything like that.
I can't.
David Geffen.
Yeah, David Geffen, yeah.
He recognized the genius of this girl, but I mean, she lost her life to drugs in 1978. But what a legacy! She's just. I've been listening to a lot of that.
If I have so outside of prog for female artists, I really love Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
As well.
Yes.
Always Blood as well. I mean, I probably prefer Amy Winehouse. Her voice was so. I mean, what I loved about her music is that she was able to give me perform to any kind of genre. So if you liked pop music, if you like rock music, if you like soul or anything like that, there was a market for it, for her music. And I think that again, someone who died so young, someone so talented as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. What band are you most eager to see live after the pandemic?
Yes. We have tickets to see Yes in May, but that's very unlikely.
Yeah, I think we talked about that on the last
canceled.
stream. I don't think that's going to be happening.
That is one that I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing.
We also got tickets to see the Eagles in August, haven't we?
Oh yeah, that's true as well. Yeah.
See,
do you think they're gonna? Do you think UK is going to be ready for concerts this year? No.
I don't
Realistically,
no, not really. No.
I mean, I've heard it from a reliable source. Like I told you guys last time. I think I told you, Nee, last time that I'm good friends with Billy Shearwood of Yes, and he was telling me last time that all the management people and promoters in the UK have told him that they just booked that tour on a let's hope and pray sort of situation. And they knew full well, though, that most likely the return of the live concert won't be until 2022. And that's what their management and promoters all told them already, right? There's been lots of bookings. I mean, even Kiss just booked a tour for November in Australia, and that's very much up in the air that's going to happen as well. And that's November. So, the stuff coming up now, I just don't think that there's enough vaccinations being happening yet. There's not enough of it being trimmed for it to happen, I think.
I don't think you're going to see anything this year.
I've had the jab.
Oh, yeah? You had it?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, so.
Just the first jab, I take it.
Yeah.
Do you know when you get your second one?
12 weeks, I think.
Is that what their schedule is? Because I know here in Canada, they want to stretch them out because they want to give people more of the first jab than the set, so at least everybody's got one jab. That's their philosophy. But I gotta wonder if stretching it out between jabs is going to reduce the effectiveness of it all.
Yeah, but I think you're fairly well covered. And they're also certainly in this country looking at possibly the fact that the pandemic historically is not as prevalent in the summer as it is in the autumn and winter months.
Oh yeah, because back in August last year, the cases were basically
zilch.
Yeah, same here. We were almost right down to nothing at the end of August, and then boom, everybody got relaxed.
Yeah,
said, it's all over, and boom.
I had a feeling that when the winter months came around, it was going to come back. Considering,
all viruses come up in the winter anyhow.
Exactly, it was flu season anyway.
Yeah, and I heard something on the news 2 days ago that the WHO or whatever they call it, the World Health Organization, had said that they had admitted that this pandemic, this virus, whatever, will be with us forever. It's not ever going to go away. They said basically it's going to become what do they call it? An endemic virus, just like the flu, like cold. It'll be a virus that is going to be with us forever, that we are going to probably need a shot for every year, just like the flu shot, and that we will probably all be wearing masks for the foreseeable future for years to come.
I think we'll probably be wearing masks on public transport for the foreseeable future.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think. I mean, look, China's been wearing masks for
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah, even in
so
Japan. I
think
mean,
it's just going to be
yeah, because in
people have to get
Japan,
used to it and suck it up and get used to it. Simple as
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, because I'm a big fan of watching Japanese wrestling, and from as far back as I can remember, when you look in the audiences, there's always been tons of people wearing those masks long before this happened. So that's something that they've been kind of really used to doing, I think, in there. And over here, Robert Mitchell just mentioned we have 0 active cases in Australia. So, you know, they are just coming out of their summer, right? They're going to be going into their winter, right? So that probably also helped with them as well, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Australia, and of course my sister lives in New Zealand, and they went right down to nothing, and they had the right idea. They closed everything down. Done. As soon as they had a couple of cases, boom, they locked everything down and and squashed it. And that's the mistakes that I think the bigger countries like UK and Canada and US should have just lock it down and squash it and be done with it. But
whereabouts in Canada are you from?
both Mark and I are in Toronto.
You're in Toronto.
Yeah.
Right. Toronto. What I saw of Toronto, it's really nice.
Yeah, and Toronto's the biggest city in Canada. We've got the biggest population of Canada. We got 14 million people in Ontario, which is the biggest of all the provinces.
But British Columbia is beautiful as well.
Oh yeah, I love British Columbia.
Most of my relatives are from British Columbia.
Yeah, Vancouver as well. Places just beautiful.
Any thoughts of coming to Canada? Would you like to?
I'd love to. I mean, what I'd like to do,
like in the summer, like in nice weather and
I'd love to go, but I don't know if my friend Brent Rochon's still living in Toronto. But
I think Mum wanted to go back to.
My wife's got a cousin in Canada.
Now, are you, Peter? Are you retired? You still working? What's your?
I'm a commodity trader.
Commodity trader.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I used to work in New York. I worked on Wall Street in New York.
So do you work from home now? Is that your thing? You've been working from home this whole time?
We're actually on my desk at the moment. My bank. I've got banks of screens. It looks like Rick Wakeman on a bad day.
So somebody here put an interesting comment up here saying that Deadwax 66, but the masks are good. Notice how nobody has had the cold this year. And then Christoph Peterson said nobody has had the cold here in Sweden as well. And we haven't even been wearing much of the masks. I think what that is, though, too, is that this whole phenomenon of washing your hands all the time and all these other ways of kind of preventing the spread of it has really killed off the common cold as well. You know what I mean? Because that's how you got it, right?
Because everyone's working from home. You get a cold by infection by standing next to somebody.
Exactly. I look at the last year because it's coming up next week. Is going to be exactly 1 year since I stopped working, being out of the house, being basically at home for an entire year. This coming week, and I look back at the last year, and I haven't had a single case of the cold or the flu or anything in the last year. The first time in my life, I swear.
Yeah,
my daughter would go to school, and I think my daughter would be the biggest one to bring home colds. Kids bring things home from school.
Oh yeah, they're just magnets for viruses, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how old is your daughter?
She's going to be 15 on the 15th.
I'm into Yes and things like that.
She's she's more into the. Originally, she was into the Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, all that sort of stuff. But in recent, she's changing now. I guess it's because she's going through she's changing, becoming a 15-year-old, starting to go to high school. She's gotten into a little more alternative stuff now. She's gotten into things like Weezer, a band called The Neighborhood that she really likes. I know them, yeah. You know The Neighborhood? She's really into The Neighborhood.
I used to be into that kind of stuff before.
Tame Impala, she likes a lot. And she likes dad stuff. I mean, she couldn't help but like dad stuff.
I love Tame Impala. I mean, I was introduced to Tame Impala by my boyfriend, who was introduced by one of our friends. And I listened to one of his records, and I thought, this is great. Like, it's probably some of the...
Yeah, she introduced me to Tame Impala, and I got all of his albums on vinyl now because I thought it was great. She's influenced me to liking artists that like I like Ariana Grande. She's a great singer. Lady Gaga, all these things. She's certainly influenced
Taylor
me
Swift
into listening to some of that stuff. And I know I've influenced her. She's liking The Cure. She's gotten into The Cure because of me. She's gotten into The Cure. She likes New Order because of me. She's gone when she was younger. She's gone to all the concerts that I would go to because I'm single and so on. So I would always drag her to all my concerts. So she's gone to see Alice Cooper. She's seen Deep Purple. She's seen Electric Light Orchestra. She's seen New Order. She's seen Pet Shop Boys. She's seen Coldplay, and she's loved them all. I see her next to me rocking out. So she's loved them all. And then in turn, I take her to see her, her acts. Like I went to Ariana last year with her, and I was really impressed with the concert. The girl can sing. There's no question. She got a pair of pipes on her.
I like Taylor Swift's new album. That's quite nice.
Yeah,
and I gained a lot of respect for Ariana Grande with the Manchester thing, with the Manchester bombing, and with her going back there and putting on that show after the bombing. I gained a lot of respect for that young lady for doing that.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I got a question for you too. So we've been talking about the COVID thing now, but let's talk about music again for a second. Do you have any sort of big item that you're looking forward to coming out in the next couple of months that you're looking to buy, music wise? Any album that you're looking forward
on
to?
Your list? Anything on your wish list of new releases or reissues?
The new Yes Union
box,
box is coming out, which as soon as I saw that, I was like, I need this because I do love that.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to jump on that one too because I know a lot of people didn't like Union, but I loved it. I don't know. I loved it. Right? Yeah. A lot of people didn't like it. I mean, yes, it's been like that. I mean, some albums. There's so many different people out there that are in so many different Yes camps.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people didn't like Union, but I loved Union. I thought it was great. I went to the Union tour. I loved it.
Yeah, Union tour was my introduction to Yes, actually. Like
really?
The first time I saw them live was in 1991 here in Toronto at the Sky Dome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably looking forward to the new Fish album that's coming out this year, at the end of this year.
Great.
So I'll definitely be getting that.
No, not Yes, but sorry, go ahead.
One of the few bands that you're talking about. How do you get into a song? Buy what you buy. One of the few bands I can just go, I'll buy the album. Don't listen to it on Spotify.
You just buy it.
I'll just buy it because I just love them so much.
Okay, a question for you, Peter. Give me 5 bands that favorite bands of all time of yours, and what album got you into those bands?
Right, the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, the Grateful Dead Live Dead, the one with Dark Star. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Tarkus. I would say with Todd Rundgren. I love Todd Rundgren.
Oh, man after my own heart. I love Todd Rundgren, and I don't talk about Todd Rundgren too much. I love Todd.
Utopia.
Utopia, the blue cover
with the eyes,
with the eye with freedom fighters.
The icon on. He's got the icon and things like that on it, like a massive heavy rock prog. It's got so many movements in it. It's just wonderful.
That was the same album that got me into Todd Rundgren. It was Todd Rundgren's Utopia. The blue cover, the one side was one song, and then it had Freedom Fighters on there. And man, that album is fantastic.
Really good. But I like the really out there, like a Wizard of Truth Star, things like that.
And nobody I knew when I was a teenager and I bought that album, nobody I knew was interested in that album. I was like the first one in the gang to buy that album, and I'd play it, and people would go like, "What the hell are you? What is this, Anthony? What are you playing? Oh, I got to get that. What is this?" And I bought it on a whim. I think I'd heard the song I'm thinking of, Freedom Fighters, I think it is.
Yeah.
I'd heard that song on the radio on the FM station, and I bought it for that song, and then discovered that big opus that was on that album.
Yeah,
but I mean, blown away.
So many other things. He's got such a wonderful voice, but I'd say also Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division. They were the band that New Order became.
Exactly. Yeah, I love Joy Division, and of course, I'm a big New Order fan. They're probably in my top 10 bands of all time for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like New Order, but I can't. You prefer Joy Division, don't you?
yeah, I prefer the kind of darker side of that.
Yeah.
And I just preferred it.
And that was one of the things I loved about when I went to see New Order a couple of years ago with my daughter, is that they did a whole, at the end of the show for their encore, they played nothing but Joy Division. And the audience just went nuts when they played Joy Division. For their 3 encore songs were all Joy Division songs, and people just went crazy.
I hope they played Atmosphere.
Yeah, Atmosphere, Transmission, and you know, the big one.
Tear Us Apart must have been there.
Yeah, that was the big one at the very end. And when they played Love Will Tear Us Apart, they had like the lyrics up on the screen so everybody could sing along. Yeah. They had pictures of the vocalist. They showed like a slideshow of Joy Division photos behind them on the screen, and everybody was just going crazy.
So Peter, there's a question here for you. What do you think of Big Boat?
The Fish album. Not their best. It was a fairly new Fish album. I love Petrichor, which is this track that
it's almost like a Supper's Ready kind of track, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it closes the album. Don't get me wrong, it's Fish and it's good, but it's not in the same league as something like the Rift or The Story of the Ghost or Billy Breathes or albums like that, you know, Farmhouse or any of the live stuff. But yeah it's all right. It's made good by Petrichor.
Yeah. What about Hawkwind? Are you big on Hawkwind?
Silver Machine.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We haven't got any Hawkwind now.
No, but I do like them. I like them. Of course, that's where Lemmy started.
That's where Lemmy started in Hawkwind.
Well, actually, talking of Lemmy, before he died, I think, my boyfriend and his dad went to go see Motorhead. So Johan actually went to see Motorhead before Lemmy passed, and the other members as well. Which is something to this day that I'm like, every time I'll say, "Oh, I've seen this band," he'll always say, "Well, I've seen Motorhead," so it just trumps it every single time.
And do you like Motorhead? Do you yourself?
I love Motorhead. Yeah. We do. Yeah.
Motorhead is great. I saw them 3 times. One of the times I saw them, they were on tour with Black Sabbath, but this is the Black Sabbath era when they were with Tony Martin. They had just released Cross Purposes at that time, and it was the loudest show I'd ever heard. Like when Motorhead came out, I mean, I felt my brain shaking in my head. It was so loud. Like those guys play so unbelievably loud. It's unbelievable. But it was a fantastic show. Overkill, you know, Ace of Spades, and all the classics. You know, Killed by Death and all that stuff. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think the loudest concert I went to in my lifetime, I remember clearly, was The Who. I was in high school. It was the Who by Numbers tour. So it was like the last tour before Keith Moon died. And it was in Maple Leaf Gardens. And it was so freaking loud that my ears were ringing. And I remember going to school the next day with my friends, and there was 4 of us that had gone to this Who concert. And we went to school the next day, and none of us could hear. Like, we thought we'd permanently damaged our hearing. We got to school, and we couldn't hear the teacher. We couldn't hear each other. And it took like maybe 48 hours before my hearing cleared up. That's how loud. And even the newspapers were saying Maple Leaf Gardens got in trouble because the sound levels were
blown out
beyond what was legally supposed to be
tolerable
for sound levels. So they got fined. They got fined for having them too loud. And I was worried. I was scared. Like a couple of days, I just had this in my ears. But damn, what a show! What a show! Like if I had lost my hearing at that show, it would have been kind of worth it. Because man, it was the original Who with Keith Moon and everybody. And damn, that was a great show.
Well, here's a good question for you guys that Charlie has brought up. Have you guys been watching any live streams during the pandemic?
Or of like bands performing on,
or of just in general? Have you been watching any other people's live streams at all, or have you watched?
I've watched a couple of Trey Anastasio's. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
like, have you watched any other channels live streams when they come on or something like that, or?
Have you ventured out into the vinyl community to check out live streams other than mine? And thank you for coming on mine. I enjoy having you.
But again, a lot of them are always by the time I'm in bed. So it's unfortunate. I'm one of those people who tends to pack.
Well,
in.
you know, you're always welcome here. I love having you on our live stream. You're great.
It's great to be on here. Yeah.
Well, I like to have a family-friendly live stream and try to get all ages on here.
Yeah, even 65-year-olds.
Yes, all of us. You know, music has I always say this on my videos in my channel and whatnot. Music has no age, it has no race, has no religion. Everybody is allowed to like what they like. You know, you're never too old to like an artist. You're never too young to like an artist. And there's so much wonderful music out there that I think music transcends all these ages and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Oh, so, yeah.
So, Peter, do you buy any, like, is most of your music listening older artists, or do you constantly go seek out newer artists? Do you look at newer artists a lot?
I do. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about having Neve as a daughter. She's like 18, so she gets to.
I'm 19.
Oh, well, sorry, 19. Sorry. So she gets to hear a lot of stuff. Woo. She gets to hear a lot of stuff, and then sort of says, "Dad, why don't you listen to it?" And then the usual reaction is, "Yeah, I'll listen to it. You haven't listened to it." I said, "No, I'll listen to it." And then I listen to it, and I think, "Oh, you know, that's not really that bad." But I'm not a classic Luddite of course, it was all better in the 70s and the 60s. No, actually, probably doing your dad's favorite decade. I think probably 2000s are going to be a lot of albums in that one.
Yeah.
I think the 2000. Well, I think the last 10 years, there's been a lot of resurgence of a lot of genres that have been kind of dormant. You know, certainly Prog has made a resurgence recently.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Symphonic metal and all those things are like. I mean, you look at there's a lot of bands that haven't made an album in 20 years that are making albums again. You look at Psychedelic Furs last year made a new album, first album in like freaking 29 years. Blue Oyster Cult, first album in 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
to me, sorry to say this, with Blue Oyster Cult, if I ever went to a gig, I'd go for the encore because it will inevitably be "Don't Fear the Reaper." I'm sorry about that. But one other band I was thinking of, I'd like to ask you guys what you think of them, the Mars Volta.
Oh, I like the Mars Volta. Those guys are another one of these very interesting bands. They also embrace, the odd time signatures. They have these very long, complex sort of arrangements in their songs, which I find fascinating. And I find the guy's approach. I think is it Oscar or Omar who plays guitar?
Omar,
and it's such a fantastic approach to the guitar. It's not like your normal approach. He uses some interesting sounds and tones and stuff. So I like them. I mean, I know that they're now back at in the drive-in. I think it's the band that they were in before they had.
At the drive-in.
At the drive-in. That's it. Sorry. I think that they reformed that, but I kind of like the Mars Volta better, to be honest with you. What about you?
Oh, I love Mars Volta. You like them as well, don't you?
Yeah, I think they're good.
I think Francis the Mute is certainly one of my favourite albums. It's classic prog. It's got so much stuff in there. It's not just got the problem, as you say, the time signatures and everything, but it's also got that Latin feel, which really gets into it. And there's, if you know the early albums, everything up to the Bedlam in Goliath, John Frusciante, they had two guitarists, Omar Rodriguez Lopez and John Frusciante. He played a lot on that. And Flea played in the early albums. I think the first one, which was De Loused and Comatorium, Flea actually is the bass player on that.
Really? I didn't know that. Huh. I learned a new thing today. Thank you.
Well, that's all right.
So,
you're more than welcome.
Look at that.
The Mars Volta box set coming out April for 18 LPs.
That's something you're going to be interested in, isn't it?
18 LPs. That's going to have a hefty price tag on it.
Let's put it this way. There'll be one address in the UK, in Surrey, right? that will be receiving that copy.
Nice.
Yeah, I can imagine what it's going to cost, though. 18 LPs, that's going to be...
That will cost.
That will be some bucks there.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to trade a few commodities for that one.
Yeah.
Someone like Greta Van Fleet. We actually went to see them when they were not very popular, when they came over, like before they released their first album. I think we went to see them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And hello, and just to give some hellos to people that have been in the Peanut Gallery there. Hi, Radio Gnome. Hi, Vinyl and Kicks. Hi, Fit to be Tie-Dyed. He said to ask Anthony who the best Dutch band is. Well, we all know that best Dutch band is Golden Earring. That's just, without question. Golden Earring.
Mine is certainly Focus.
Yeah.
Focus, fantastic
Focus.
band. One of my all-time favorite, and I showed that. I did a 15 Prog album video. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Right after you came on my show last time, you inspired me to do a Prog albums video. And one of the ones I put in my 15 favorite Prog albums is Focus Moving Waves.
Oh,
great
For Eruption. Come on, Eruption. What an incredible piece of music.
Oh, I love things like Sylvia on Focus.
Yeah, Sylvia. Well, Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus brought me to the album, but it was Eruption that just blew my mind.
Jan Ackerman's such a great guitarist.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But do you like German music? I mean, things like, Tangerine Dream or...
I like a little Tangerine Dream. I've got some Tangerine Dream. I've even got some Kitaro. You know Kitaro, the Japanese artist, Kitaro?
No, I don't know that. I mean, because I lived in Germany as well. So I like a lot of, the 70s stuff like Can, Tago Mago, Amundol.
Amundol were great.
And also, things like, certainly Kraftwerk.
Scorpions, I guess if you're in Germany, Scorpions.
Yeah.
You're not
I'm not really massive.
I think they're all right. I listened to them quite a lot when I was into 80s stuff.
Is Van de Graaff Generator German? I don't remember. If
They're from the UK.
Oh, okay.
Was that where they were from, UK?
Yeah, I never knew where they were from, actually.
Yeah.
Don't let the exotic British name fool you.
Yes, right. So somebody here put down that the pre-order for the Mars Volta box set already sold out in the US within 24 hours at $475 a box set.
That's very expensive.
But that doesn't mean that you won't have a release though in overseas though. Who knows,
they're
right?
Saying it says 5,000 copies of the box were made. 5,000 copies were made.
Well, I'm not going to play with ridiculous amounts for it, but if there's anything fairly reasonable, I'll look at that and buy it.
Yeah.
I just love the Mars Volta a lot. I mean, just great band.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing that people don't seem to realize. Like, we talked about the Union box set that's coming out now. The deluxe version of it comes in this flight case, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, don't forget, you're getting a ton load of DVDs and CDs. There's also a version that has a 4LP live thing in there.
Is there a date for it yet? Is there a date for that yet?
It's on the Yes site. You can find it there. But the thing I'm trying to get at here is that what people seem to not realize is that costs $383 Canadian to order that. Okay, now that's not including the shipping. Now, how much do you think a flight case weighs? Now, and if you're paying shipping based on weight and size, that's going to be a big cost for shipping. Yeah. That's the thing that I'm kind of concerned about with ordering that, because I have a lot of those things already. I was a huge collector of the bootleg stuff when I was on the Yes Fans forum years ago. So I have a lot of these concerts already on DVD and a lot of the shows, like a lot of the FM broadcasts and stuff. So I'm not too anxious to get it, but it is a fantastic box for people who don't have that.
Well, it is listed on Amazon now. It doesn't have a price. It doesn't have a date yet. 26 CD, 4 DVDs.
Yeah,
like 20.
But if you look it up,
what's that? The Yes one.
That's the Yes one.
Yeah,
that's the Yes Union box set, 30th anniversary.
If you go to Gonzo Music, I believe they're the ones that also have it, the official ones that are releasing it, and it has prices there in like every price, like US dollars, British pounds, Canadian. So if you want to find it, that's probably the best place to go. I think Gonzo Music, is the one that is dealing with it. But if you just look it up,
according to this, the write-up, it's 2 CDs plus a DVD of Pensacola Civic Center, April 91. 3 CDs of Worcester Centurium, 2 CDs and a DVD of Nassau Coliseum, 3 CDs of Hans Martin, Germany. I'll just say Germany. 3 CDs of Wembley, 3 CDs of Alpine Valley Music Center, Wisconsin.
That's a good one.
2 CDs and a DVD of Madison Square Gardens.
That's another good one.
3 CDs of Spectrum Theater, Philadelphia. 2 CDs and a DVD of Shoreline Amphitheater Remastered. And 3 CDs of Yokohama,
Japan.
Japan. A numbered certificate, reproduction tour program, reproduction AAA laminate, reproduction cloth passes, 10 band photos, and 2 posters.
That sounds good.
Cool.
Weighs 6 kilograms.
Yeah. See?
But no price yet or date. So at least not on Amazon.
Yeah. But there are other sites you can find that. Like I said, if you go into Google and put up Union box set, you'll find a couple of spots easy that'll have it.
Oh yeah.
So Anthony and Nee and Peter, I'm gonna have to head out soon. So I'm gonna have to, bid you adieu.
We're gonna head out as well.
Yeah, I've got to.
Yeah, we'll let other folks want to come up. They can come up now. Anybody else want to come up? I know Lisa wanted to come up, or you want to come up, Lisa? Anybody else wants to come up? Come on up. I know Fit to be Tie-Dyed wanted to come up too. Are you going to come up, Fit to be Tie-Dyed? Are you going to stay on and?
So I'll just wait here a minute until somebody else comes up, and then I have to head out. But it was great talking to you guys again. I really enjoyed it.
It was nice to see you again, Neve.
Yeah.
Love to see you. Yeah.
And you.
Yeah, hope to see you again soon. You drop by, and you're always invited every stream. Every other week I do a stream, so you're always invited.
Yeah.
No, lovely, brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Peter. I'm glad you came on. I hope you come back too. I hope she brings you back too.
No, I'd like to, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Absolutely. It was great talking. It was really nice to have both perspectives of everything. You know what I mean? So it's good to talk about music in this sort of approach.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I guess it's 11 o'clock, coming up on 11 o'clock where you guys are.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty late there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have to probably head out though, because I got my dinner waiting for me now. So I'm going to have to get going.
Yeah, 6 o'clock already. I don't know. Where's the time go?
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Anthony, for having me on again. And thank you, Nee and Peter.
Thanks for coming by, Mark.
I'll talk to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There goes Mark Anthony K, Projekt Gemineye. Fantastic progressive metal artist. You guys all know him. And of course, Neve and her dad, the Prog nerd. That was a fun chat. If anybody else wants to come up, I gladly have some other people come on up. Lisa, do you want to come up and join us? And Fit to be Tie-Dyed, if you're still out there, do you want to come up and join us as well? Because I know you and I can talk some golden earring. That's for sure. And anybody else want to come up? I will put the link in the chat, I guess. I guess I need to put the link out there, don't I? Let me put the link out and copy the clipboard and paste it in the chat. And there we go. So anybody want to join me on stream, keep me company, that would be good, because I hate streaming by myself. And then if anybody hasn't seen my videos this week, I did 2 videos. I don't normally do 2 videos in a week, but I did 2 videos this week, a trance techno video this past Tuesday. And of course, an unboxing of Alice Cooper's Detroit Stories, which I did a review on, and an unboxing and review of Detroit Stories by Alice Cooper, a fantastic new album. And let's look at the peanut gallery here. Any questions in here? Yeah, that's a pretty big box set. I don't know if I could do 26 CDs of Yes Union, but if they have a smaller version, great. But 26 CDs, I don't know. That's a little bit overkill for me. Mars Volta, Deadwax, I just picked up Live Guru CD. I wonder if it came out on LP. And what else do we have here? I'm getting a new CD rank, which I'm stoked. CD rank? Why don't you come on up, Lisa? I'm getting a new CD rank. What's a CD rank? Which I'm stoked about. Rack. Rack. Okay. Why are you stoked about a CD rack? Is it something special for a CD rack? I found that CD racks take up more space than just a shelf. Guru Essen 1970. You can get it on vinyl too, apparently. The CD will rise again. You know, it probably will. Everything rises again. Everything comes full circle.
I meant to say rack, not rank. I meant to say rack because I was looking for a rack for my CDs, an inexpensive one. So I found one for $30 on Amazon.
Is it one of those ones with the separate slots in it?
No, it's like one that you can stack upon each other and it folds in. It's like a foldable CD rack. I don't know, it's $30.
Yeah.
And I got it off Amazon because I've been getting into collecting CDs more now. So
yeah, I used to have a couple CD racks. Well, I have one still on the wall there that's mounted, and it's got the little slots for each one. And just having a slot for each CD just tends to make it, you know, bigger than it really needs to be because they have a divider between each CD.
Yeah, I was telling my dad about it, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go look in the Chinese websites." And they wanted too much, and they had some weird stuff.
So how many CDs does this rack hold?
153.
153. And how many CDs do you have?
I have about, not counting my K-pop. We don't count the K-pop ones. I have about 50 something.
Really? Why don't you count the K-pop ones?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, if we're going to count the K-pop ones, then it's over 100, definitely.
Yeah, CDs are CDs. So you have a good 50 K-pops?
Yeah, I have about 55 K-pop albums and about 50 something of just regular CDs.
And how many different K-pop artists does that?
Let's see. I have a lot. BTS, Astro, NCT. I'm looking at it. EXO, Stray Kids.
I didn't realize there were that many K-pop.
There's a lot, and Blackpink, and of course Twice. A lot, a variety. Yeah. But
yeah, I didn't realize there were that many. I guess there are a lot of K-pop.
There's a lot of groups in that genre.
I mean, I've heard of a few of them, and I like a couple of them.
Yeah, I want to get the Blackpink vinyl. That I think I saw it in your video.
Yeah, I showed it on stream today on Rachel's stream.
But it's sold out on Target.
I just bought it on Amazon. It was like easy.
No, it's sold out on Amazon too. So I'm
really.
Yeah, I went to look it up and it said.
Yeah, it's on I guess it's on like a pink vinyl.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping to just do a standard black edition, so I could just go in.
Did you look up Urban Outfitters? Because Urban Outfitters is also.
Well, Urban Outfitters, yeah, I've bought some pressings from Urban Outfitters in the past.
Yeah, because they also have it. You should check the Urban Outfitters website because they also have Blackpink.
Yeah, because I was on Urban Outfitters the other day to buy an album, and it sold out. I was gonna buy the first One Direction album, but
I buy a lot of Urban Outfitters pressings because Urban Outfitters pressings, for people that don't know, go up in value a lot and fast.
Yeah, I only have one.
When you buy an Urban Outfitters pressing, you're going to make money. I don't think I've got one Urban Outfitters pressing in my collection that hasn't tripled or quadrupled in value almost instantly.
I only have one
Crazy.
Urban Outfitters pressing, and that is the 21 Pilots Trench album. That's
like
the only.
The last one I got, the Britney Spears the greatest hits one.
Yeah.
I literally, by the time I opened it and spun it, it was already like worth 4 times the value. You know, I bought it like $30, and within a couple of weeks, it had gone up to like $100.
A lot of those pop albums.
Crazy. It's
a lot
crazy
of those
how
pop
much it goes
albums
up.
can go for a crazy amount of money on eBay, especially
Urban Outfitters knows what they're doing in the stuff that they buy and sell. Whoever does the shopping for Urban Outfitters, who picks what albums they're going to stock in the store, is obviously they do their research well, because everything that they sell always ends up being a big seller and rare, and they don't have that many copies, and they always have a high value.
I'm looking for my Urban Outfitters album that I have.
I was like telling you the other day that Poppy computer I have. Second most valuable record in my entire collection is Poppy computer at $500 and some odd. Urban Outfitters pressing. And I've had people message me on Discogs. They see it in my collection. It's not for sale or anything, but they just see it in my collection and they start, asking me, will you sell me? Do you want to sell that? Do you want to sell that? I'll offer you this. I'll offer you this. I'll offer you this. I don't know why. It's crazy valuable.
I was looking for my Urban Outfitters exclusive of NSYNC, because I did buy No Strings Attached for NSYNC. And that one goes for a pretty penny on eBay, because they no longer have that. It was limited edition. They did their entire discography on Urban Outfitters. If anybody likes NSYNC. Yeah.
Just looking at the peanut gallery here. Yeah, like Vinyls and Kicks says, exclusive pressings of pop and hip hop albums usually go for good money. They do.
Yeah, there was an album I wanted, and they did a release of it, and unfortunately I did not get in on time for the release. It was a Yellow Card album. So, that happens. And now it's going for $400 on eBay. So I was like, dang it, I missed it. That's the thing about eBay, is people will buy multiple copies of albums and then they'll resell it on eBay for double or triple the price.
The eBay scalpers are, unfortunately, that's one of the sad things in the world, is the eBay scalpers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They'll buy up they see these things are coming out, limited quantities, and they jump on it and buy them with no love for music, with no interest in music.
Of course.
Their only interest is flipping it. And I hate that. I hate flippers.
I went to a record store day, and this lady bought 3 copies of Stevie Nicks' album for record store day, and I knew she was going to flip them, because there's no use to have 3 copies.
I mean, I've bought the odd album for flipping reasons, but when I flip an album, it's to generate money for albums that I want. You know what I mean? Like, I'll buy something like McCartney 3. I bought that McCartney 3 not because I wanted it. I mean, I'm just happy to have a regular copy of McCartney 3, but I bought that one from Third Man Records because I knew I could flip it and basically probably pay for every album I'm going to buy in the next year.
But that album did go down in value. That album did go down in value. It
went down a little bit, but it's still up there now. It's still up there.
It's probably about what, 700 now, or did it go down even more in value?
No, I think it's hovering between 700 and it keeps fluctuating between around 700 and 1,000 now. I think that's going to be kind of the bottom end. The less and less of them that are on the market, the more valuable, the more you can have.
I heard they did another pressing for Third Man Records of the McCartney album. I think it's like a red pressing. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I heard. So there's like,
I don't know, but for the most part, I don't buy records to flip them.
I don't either. I buy them to listen to them, and I don't keep them sealed. I know people in the vinyl community
I never
have an issue with me doing that, but I like to open my records and play them. I don't believe they should sit on a shelf and collect.
You don't buy music to look at it. You buy it to listen to it.
Yeah, like when Richard was messaging me on Instagram, or was it Facebook? He's like, "Do you keep your records sealed, even the Monkees ones?" I go, "No, I opened every one of them." And he's like, "That's sacrilegious." And I was like, "Well, music is bought to be played, to be listened, to be cherished, not to sit on a shelf and collect dust for 40 years. If that's what you're gonna do, then what's the point?" That's my opinion. What's the point of buying music?
I know, and then there's some people that are in the thought that, well, I do have a play copy, so I'm not, I am listening to it. I bought this version for me to listen to, but then I bought this version just to keep it. And what I say to that is, is that, well, that's a copy that somebody else could have had that's not getting played because you
Totally.
scooped it up just to keep it. And nowadays with albums being pressed, everything is pressed in small quantities. They don't press albums like they did in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s,
No.
80s. They pressed albums by the thousands upon thousands upon thousands.
Oh,
Nothing
of
is
course.
pressed upon by the thousands and thousands anymore. Nothing. It's a few thousand in most cases.
Yeah.
So when you're buying a copy to play for yourself and buying a copy as a keepsake, you're kind of denying somebody else a chance to have a copy for themselves.
Exactly. I mean, I have multiple pressings of albums, but even with my multiple pressings, I opened every one of them and I played them. I'm not a person that's just gonna buy an album and say,
And
"Oh,
I know the record store that I go to for Record Store Day, where I do all my where I do pretty much most of my record shopping. Rick's, which you guys have seen me go to.
yeah,
He's where been going to for the last 5 years or so for Record Store Day. He has a rule that only one copy per person. He won't let anybody. You cannot buy 2 copies of anything on Record Store Day.
unfortunately, my record store does
So,
not
to stop the flippers, it's like no, you're not.
Yeah, my record store unfortunately does
One
not.
per customer. One per customer.
Yeah, they do that at Amoeba, the big record store in Hollywood. They have this one per customer thing, and they have you.
But that should be a standard rule for Record Store Day. One per customer.
But they have you fill out a sheet. What they do is they give you a sheet, and they have you check off which ones you want, and then they go and they get it for you, and then they return with the bag and give it to you, and then you pay for it. That's how they've been doing it at Amoeba. I don't know if they do it like that at record stores, but that's my experience. Let's see. Let me see.
No, I said I agreed. I agreed. Like, no, radio, no. I buy music to listen to, but I had no interest in McCartney 3, and I'd heard through the grapevine that the Third Man Records pressing would be worth a small fortune because there were being very, very few of them pressed. So I just happened to be in the right place at the right time to snag a copy of it, which I was then, for total intention, I said, if this thing really is going to be worth if these things are going to sell for a couple $1,000, $1,000 or $2,000, I might as well grab one for $25 because with selling that one record, I can pay for my entire next year's worth of music.
So what is
normally I don't know. Normally I would never flip a record.
So what's the most valuable record?
I'd be stupid not to take advantage of something that I read about that was coming down the pipe and staring me in the face, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If I see a record that I know I can flip for double or triple the price, sometimes
That's not a practice that I've ever done in my lifetime.
It's not something I would do all the time. It's if I need it.
It's not a practice I've ever done in my lifetime. I don't sell very many records in the first place.
No.
But that I got a little insider tip that was like, Anthony, you should buy this record because it's going to sell for like a crap load, and you can make enough money to buy yourself records for the next year.
Okay, this is Vinyl Kick asked, does it make me a bad person if I think an album is a classic and I buy one to listen to and one to keep as backup? Does it make him a bad person?
No, it doesn't make you a bad person to buy an album if you're going to open them both and listen to them both. But I'm kind of like, you don't need a backup of a record. I've been buying records for freaking 50 years, man. I've been buying records for 50 years and I haven't worn out the grooves on any, maybe, a couple of records in my lifetime I've worn out and needed to replace it. Records don't wear out that quickly. Like, you don't really need a backup copy of anything.
I'll admit.
Records last. So I'm just saying that the people that buy a record and then buy a sealed one, of a record, let's say there's only 2,000 pressed of a record, and you buy one of them, you buy 2 of them, one to play and one to just keep as a keepsake. With only 2,000 records, that's somebody out there that's going to be pissed off when they see that they're all sold out.
I mean,
if there's 20,000 pressings or they're constantly repressing an album and you want to buy one as a keepsake and one as a play copy, fine. But I think people that buy something that's pressed in limited quantities of a couple thousand and you buy 2 copies, one as a keepsake, that's denying some music lover a chance to hear that record.
But I'll admit I own like different color variants of certain albums, like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. because, you know, I like having different color variants, but I've played everything that I've owned within my collection of music. Let's see what TARDIS said. No, TARDIS, he's not going to send you his unopened records. Maybe you can give him some weed in exchange for the unopened records.
But I don't have a record in my collection other than the ones that are up on this wall here that are unopened. And the reason they're unopened is because they're brand new and they're waiting to be played. I keep all my unopened records up there, all my new stuff right in front. It's like my new release bin but everything in my collection there is unsealed and played. Every last record is unsealed and played.
Yeah, that's the whole point of having a record collection. I made a video about
I've had people go, Anthony, you crazy? You opened that record and played it. Are you freaking crazy? You know how much that's worth? You realize you just killed 3/4 of the value by opening it. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. I
mean, there's no point in having something sit and collect dust collectively on a shelf. Because the whole
if I want to have things that sit on a shelf and collect dust and look pretty, I have my statues, my figurines, you know, my collectors, my pop culture collectors things. That's what sits on my shelf and collects dust and looks pretty. That's why I buy those. I buy those to sit on my shelf and look pretty. I don't buy records to sit on my shelf and look pretty.
Funko Pops. This is what sits on my shelf.
Exactly.
And I don't take them out of the box.
That's called pop culture collectibles, and that's what you do with them. You put them on yourself, and you put them on your shelves, and they look pretty. You don't put records on a shelf to look pretty.
Of course you don't. But some people, they have this.
I mean, I display my covers. Sure, I think record covers. I display as many record covers as I can. I put one in front of every single one of my bins. I have my 5 shelves up there where I keep my new releases, and I love to display the album art. But every one of those records gets played.
Okay, someone says you're going to make a lot of money on that Mac album. You are a flipper. Rayo, no.
No, I totally, I said the reason I bought that Mac is because I got a tip that said, Anthony, you can buy this. It goes on sale at this time, on this day, at this time, online. You can place your order. Do yourself a favor. Somebody told me, do yourself a favor, buy a copy, even if you're not. Because people know I'm not a big Macca fan, and so they're like, Anthony, just do yourself a favor, buy a copy, because you'll be able to make a ton off of it. So I was like, am I going to lick a gift horse in the mouth? No. Why am I going to lick a gift horse in the mouth? If I have an opportunity to buy something for $25 and sell it for $1,000, I'm going to do it. But things like that come down the pipe once in a blue moon. Come on, let's be real. With records, something like that is once in a blue moon.
No TARDIS Rider.
When Third Man Records released the Billie Eilish, that had the same kind of effect. They released so many people were paying a small fortune for the Billie Eilish.
Yeah, I heard that one was going for
crazy. And I could have flipped my Billie Eilish for a small fortune, but I decided to keep it for myself and listen to it because I wanted to. Because I liked it.
Which one did you get? Did you get the one for Record Store Day or the one at Third Man Records?
The Third Man Records one.
Because I know she painted some of them at Third Man.
I got the Third Man Records one. So I bought that for my daughter because she's a big Billie Eilish fan.
Yeah, I do like Billie Eilish. I do like Ocean Eyes. If I had to pick a song from her, Ocean Eyes is a good one.
And I bought that and I gave that to her. And then when Record Store came around, I bought another copy for myself of just the Record Store Day version of the Billie Eilish. But the original Third Man Records Billie Eilish, the first time around, I bought it for my daughter.
Yeah.
I could have flipped that. But no, I bought it for her and it's getting played. And I probably killed the value of it. Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
It's okay. I mean, I do like some of her stuff. My boyfriend really likes her music. He likes that Bad Guy song. He always plays that. What the? Why is Rayo known? Rayo known is on a rampage right now.
It's okay. I just ignore the rampages.
Yeah.
Let them burn themselves out in the peanut gallery, you know.
TARDIS Rider asks, anyone have experience with the Thorens TD 240
Hey, TARDIS Rider, why didn't you come up and join the stream? Why didn't you come on up and join the stream, TARDIS?
I don't have any experience with that turntable TARDIS Rider, but I've heard from my dad that was
I'll
a good
put the link. I'll put the link out there again, in case anybody wants to join the conversation.
my dad
Instead of being keyboard warriors, come on up and join the fun.
My dad just called me and asked me if I want to get some music, and I said no, I'm not going out in this pandemic to a record store. Yeah, you know what? Vinyl Kicks 86. Billie Eilish is not everybody's taste. But
I like the. I'll admit, I really like the Third Man Records acoustic thing. It's good, but her album, I know my daughter's got. I bought both the albums for my daughter and I've heard them, but it's too depressing for me. It's kind of depressing. I don't know. There's something about those.
If I had to,
but I do like her live performance. Shows that she can sing. And the No Time to Die single for the James Bond film, I absolutely love that.
I mean, I've heard that single. It's good. But if I had to pick like my favorite artist from last year, female artist, it's probably Dua Lipa. I know that's going to be like a topic that people are going to be like, really? Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed her last album. She really did great pop music. So yeah, I'm going to say Dua Lipa. I remember the first time I got into her, I heard the song Physical, and I was like, wow, that's really catchy.
Why don't you just entertain the troops for us 1 minute? Because the dog's looking at me for dinner. So
okay, I will.
I'm just going to quickly feed the dog, and you can entertain the folks.
Okay.
But anybody wants to come up, you're welcome. The things in the chat, come on up. I'll be here for a little while longer. I got Groovy Lisa co-hosting now, so I'll be right back. Come on, dog. Let's get some food.
Let me see. Too broke from buying records to purchase a Thorn. I hear you, Vinyl Kicks 86. Buying a lot of records and CDs has kind of put a dent in my bank account, so buying a turntable is not the least of my worries right now. I'm perfectly content with the U-Turn Orbit turntable that I've had for the past 5 years, so I really don't see a need to get myself a new turntable anytime soon. Sell all your Prog and Psych records. I'm not going to sell my Genesis or my Pink Floyd or my Rush, and I don't have a lot of Psych records, so you're out of luck. I'm definitely not selling them. Oh, I did not know that about the Third Man records. I don't have any Third Man records within my collection, but I did know that the Third Man records are not sealed. Too much buying, yeah. I just bought a CD. I was telling myself I was not going to buy more music. I was going to put myself on a music buying ban, but I ended up buying a signed Nick Jonas album yesterday. I could not pass it up. Me and signed things. Anytime I see an artist signing albums, I have to go and buy them. Of course you would, Deadwax. You have quite the impressive record collection, Brandy. It's like a record museum in your bedroom. I hope your wife is doing good, Randy. I've got a decent budget to buy a new turntable, but I want to make sure that's a real upgrade and get the most for my dollar. I understand, totally. I'm not very knowledgeable on the whole turntable forefront, so I say you just buy the turntable that you can afford within your budget do a lot of research. That's what I've learned from a lot of people in the vinyl community. Research is key when it comes to buying or purchasing a turntable. You want to compare turntables and see which one works best for your given price. People always say you got to buy really expensive turntables, but you know what? You don't have to. Just buy what you can afford turntable wise.
I'm back.
Roger. Oh, okay.
I'm back. What's
$80
going on?
on one record. I've never spent $80 on one record. The most I've spent is $50.
You know, it's easy to spend. It's easy to spend $80 on a record nowadays on new releases.
Yeah, well,
on new releases.
yeah, I just bought a new release record. I bought Greta Van Fleet.
Some of these freaking double and triple releases are $80.
Trust me, I bought the Greta Van Fleet record, and it cost me $40 for a single LP.
Yeah, see here where you guys are. I don't know, you guys in the Peanut Gallery, where you. I gather most of you are in the U.S. If there's somebody from outside of the U.S., pipe up and let us know. Like, what's the average record prices in the U.S. for new releases now? You guys are paying what, 20? Do you get paid less than 20 US for a new release? A single record, just standard new release?
I think $25 is the going
20,
rate.
what's the average? 20, 25, 30?
Yeah, about 25. And if it's like a double LP, it's probably about $35 to $40 for a double LP. But the going price for a record in a record store is anywhere between 20 to $25.
Yeah, Deadwax says 28 to 32 Deadwax for like a standard single LP reissue or a new release.
But it depends on the record store too, because some record stores have different pricings. So my record
I tend to think that we got a guest coming up here. Tie-dyed.
Hello, Paul.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How you doing?
Good. Just taking a break here.
Love to hear you guys talk about golden earring.
Oh, we might.
I'm learning about golden earring.
So you guys are paying 25 to 30.
Yeah.
In the US. See, Canada, it's really hard. If I see something under $30 here in Canada, on Amazon, like I won't find anything under $30 in a record store. My local record store, you won't find anything under $30 in the way of new releases, either reissues or new releases.
The prices have gone up a lot in the last year.
Yeah, in Canada, we're getting screwed up here in Canada.
Yeah.
So, the best prices I'm going to do are on Amazon. I hate to give Amazon that much business, but I don't have unlimited funds. So if Amazon can give me a better price than the mom and pop store, I'm going to shop on Amazon. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, about the only place we have around us for new records is Sunrise.
Yeah, and Sunrise,
Sunrise
is not cheap.
No, you can look after taxes, probably $40.
Yeah, Sunrise I find on average $5 to $10 more expensive than shopping on Amazon.
Yeah.
They are Sunrise, and they're the only record chain. Mom and pop stores are kind of fall in the same category, unfortunately. I try to give some business to mom and pop stores when I can, but if the price is close, I don't mind. But most of the time, it's not close. So Canada, we're paying average. If I see something under $30, I snatch it up for sure because that's rare. But most of the time it's 30 to 40. More closer to 40. 35 to 40 is average.
That's why I don't get excited about Record Store Day, because the only people that really participate is Sunrise, and you pay a lot more.
Record Store Day prices here, they are pricey.
Yeah.
They are pricey. You won't get anything under 40 on Record Store Day.
Yeah.
No way.
And then, you can't really buy, like Amazon is great if you get free shipping. But you can't really buy anything online because have you noticed what's happened with postal costs?
Yeah, you see,
Vinyl and crazy.
Vinyl and Kicks is saying 30 to 35 for a double LP in the US. Yeah, here it's 40 to 50 for a double LP.
Yeah,
most of the time 40 to 50. Most of them are like $49.99.
Yeah, that is the average price for a double LP. That's how much I've paid in the past.
Yeah,
but I even have a single LP in my collection that cost me almost $40, Bombay Bicycle Club.
And of course, because I'm a member of Amazon Prime, I don't have to pay shipping, and I get
Yeah,
shipping
right,
in 24 hours. And all that
It
jazz.
actually pays to what is it, $8 a month or something? It actually pays,
I think it's $70 for the year. For
yeah,
Amazon
something like
Prime.
that. Yeah,
But I also,
but it pays, right? It really
It
pays.
pays for itself. Just
Yeah.
in the like the video portion, because when you buy Amazon Prime, you get the Amazon Music. That's free.
Yep.
So which is like Spotify, and you
Yep.
get the Amazon TV stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I don't watch
you know-
TV anymore. I watch Amazon Prime.
Exactly. So I watch Amazon Prime. So
Yeah.
I mean, right there, it pays for itself. So
It does. It really does.
and then I get the free shipping, which and the Amazon warehouse here in Toronto
yeah,
is literally a 10 to 15 minute drive. I know exactly where it is. It's a 10 to 15 minute drive for me.
Yeah.
So if I can order something I could order something, at midnight tonight, and it'll be in my front door, before I get up in the morning.
It usually takes me a couple of days. I think the closest to me is probably about close to an hour away. But I have gotten things the next day. It depends on how quick they can get it. It's all timing. But yeah, so I mean, I'm finding most of my new records I've been getting on Amazon because it's easy for one thing, but my regular record stores, they just carry used stuff, right? So if you want to get something,
and my record store too. But he does have his new section. But
yeah,
honestly, his new stuff, I try to buy the odd thing from him to support him because I've known him for so many years. But if I go to him, it's for his used stuff because he just can't. His new stuff can't compete with online.
Well, yeah, a lot of record stores tend to not have a very big selection of newer stuff. They tend to sell mostly used stuff. That's where most of their money comes from, is the used records.
Yeah.
They sell in the
And he
shop.
has new records, and he's stuck in his way because he's been around for 35 years. He's one of the oldest record stores, so he won't stock like Dua Lipa or whatever pop artists.
He should
won't
meet my
stock
dad.
those. And I'll tell him, I go in and I go, man, you can make, if you stock some of these artists, you're going to get more people in your store. I don't want to stock those artists. I want to stick to my classic rock and the reissues and
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize new music could totally get him a lot of money, like 21 Pilots.
He goes, and I see it. He goes, and I've been in his store when young people have come in and said, do you have Tame Impala? Do you have Dua Lipa? Do you have, Ariana Grande? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have Rihanna? And he goes, no. And then they leave, right?
No Tame Impala. I love Tame Impala.
And then they leave. And they're just, it's money walking out the door. And I go, man, why not just stock it? You will sell it. I've seen it.
Well, here's the other thing,
I've seen
too.
the young kids coming into your store.
Yeah,
I've
here's
seen
the other
it.
thing too. Like he doesn't understand that there's also the hook that gets the kids in the store. And if they don't have the hook, then they're not buying other stuff either.
Exactly. They're not going to crate dig or anything else.
Yeah, like even my local record store, Amoeba, started carrying K-pop because they knew K-pop was very big in the U.S. So they have a section in their store for K-pop. So you got to think about selling stuff outside of what you normally sell because, believe it or not, a lot of new stuff, people want it. The record store should, sell it. I'm surprised.
It's like Boxing Day sales. They'll have some ridiculously low price thing on Boxing Day that they only have maybe 10 of. Let's say, a stereo store, Boxing Day. They'll have a turntable ridiculously priced to hook people to coming into the store on Boxing Day for that. People get in there. They only had 5 of them. They sold out in 5 minutes. But now the person's in the store. Chances are they're going to buy something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a hook. It's marketing.
So I tell them,
It's
man,
smart,
you should just stock some. He goes, well, I don't like to stock stuff that's not going to sell. It's going to sell. I've seen the kids come and leave your store.
If it doesn't sell,
you don't have to buy 20 copies of it. Buy 1 or 2 copies. It's going to sell.
Yeah, it totally is going to sell. What he doesn't realize is people like Neem's age, Neem, if I'm saying her name right, people her age are getting into buying records. And if they see more newer records at a store, they're more likely to go back to that store and shop at it. So
that's a good point because it sort of gives the store a street cred, in a way for the young people. Like us old guys, we don't care, right?
We don't care, exactly.
But the young guys, you know,
The young kids
it's
are
all
the
about
future.
street cred.
The young kids are the future record buyers and whatnot. So
Yeah.
you need to hook them.
Definitely, totally.
Yeah, it's all about street
That's what
cred.
I've been telling people, that the younger generation is going to carry this vinyl torch, and they're going to be the ones that are collecting all of the older records that you guys love. So, you know, it's good to have variety.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh well.
Yeah.
What can you do?
What can you do, you know? I mean, I'm glad that my record store carries a variety of things.
So Anthony, I was going to ask you. Okay, so which do you like better? Do you like this, or do you like this?
Give me the other cover with the Canadian record in it, and then you've got the perfect version of Moontan.
Yeah, I agree. Because this
Well,
is
I
a
gotta
pretty.
go, guys. I'll see you later.
Oh, we turned her off.
No. My dad wants to go in and run some errands.
So
So
I'm sure
Okay.
TARDIS Writer and I can talk. But
Yeah.
thanks for coming.
I
Lisa.
want-
You know, you can come back if we're still here. You can come back.
yeah.
Anybody
No,
else wanna come out? Anybody else
Captain's
wanna
gonna have a
come out?
live stream tonight for his birthday. It's Captain's birthday tonight.
I actually might drop by that later.
Yeah, I'll talk to
Well,
you
I
guys
haven't seen
later.
him in
Have a good
forever.
conversation about Golden Earring.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Lisa.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
else want to
agree.
come up? Just say so, and I'll put the link out again.
I
But yeah,
agree.
if you give me
This is,
the original cover, like, come on, that Canadian cover was just so lame with the.
Oh, it is. It's really lame. Like, you know, who came up with that? That's stupid. No, this is a
The
great
stupid cover. That cover is classic. That cover is
Yeah.
absolutely classic. Because it was obvious when they brought it to Canada that they stacked side one. You've got Radar Love, Candy's Going Bad, and Vanilla Queen. Side one was completely stacked.
Yeah. No, I think, see, the thing I find, like, I just played this. I was just listening to this after lunch today. And you get into it, and then you get Susie Lunacy come on, which it's a total departure.
I know, yeah.
It doesn't fit.
I was going to say the exact
It
same
doesn't
thing.
fit.
Susie
And then,
Lunacy
just like
just-
Vince Taylor, the same thing on side two. It doesn't fit. You know, you got.
I like Vince Taylor, but I
I
grew up.
liked it, yeah, but not on this album. Like you've
Yeah,
got Radar Love, Vince Taylor, and then Vanilla Queen. Like it doesn't add up. Something doesn't fit with the others.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And I didn't get that version of Moontan till a couple of years later here in Toronto when I found an import version back in the 70s.
I've only had this maybe 3 years.
Yeah, I had a version. I sold my version when I dumped all my records in the 90s. I dumped that Moontan because I got offered good money for it. It was an import, blah, blah, blah. Big mistake. I'm not, but I did manage to reacquire it when Music on Vinyl re-released it.
You have the original on Track Records?
Yeah, I had an original. Yeah, I have an original of that.
I think they sound better than the MCAs.
Yeah, they do.
I noticed that with the Who stuff, right? Anything they have on Decca or Track sounds a lot better than the MCA pressings.
Yeah, so when I finally found an import copy of the Moontan and heard Susie Lunacy and just like Vince Taylor, I was like, what the heck? What's going on here? Because back in the day we didn't have internet. We didn't know what the track listing on. You found out what was on an album when you went to the record store.
And you don't get the redo of Big Tree Blue Sea.
Exactly. And that Big Tree Blue Sea is only available on that Canadian album. And that version of Big Tree Blue Sea knocks the original version out of the park.
I think it does, yeah. The original was on.
And it's funny because when they released that Golden Earring CD box set, which I got, the one with the 26 albums.
Yeah, I got that too, yeah.
It's the only song from their entire library.
And when I got that box set, Anthony, that's the first thing I looked for was to see if it had that version, and I was disappointed. It's not on here.
It's the only song that is not on that box set because they put the song from Contraband on there.
Yeah.
Right? The one that was on Our Mad Love. They put all the other songs that were like oddities from other albums, Something Heavy Going Down from the live. All those, they were there.
Yeah.
But that one Big Tree Blue Sea was somehow omitted from that box.
It's the first thing I looked for when I bought that box set.
Because one of my favorite songs on that album is Big Tree Blue Sea.
Well, you see,
I absolutely adore that song.
It fits with the other 4 songs.
Yeah, it turns that whole album into just a really great prog album.
Oh, it's a fantastic prog album. There's few prog albums better than this. And people only know about Radar Love, and it pisses me off because
I know, and people,
I tell people Radar Love's the weakest track on this album.
It is. I love
And they
Radar
don't
Love. It's a
believe
great Radar Love is a great song for cruising in
Yeah.
your car down the highway.
Yeah.
And that's where you play it. You play it in your car, but at home, Vanilla Queen, please.
Well, at least you get the full
Please,
version
Vanilla
of it here.
Queen, Are You Receiving Me? Big Tree Blue Sea, boom.
As great a song as it is, it's the weakest cut on that album. And people
Agreed.
don't believe it when you tell them that. That's like, well, you got to hear the album. You know, like it is honestly the weakest track on that album, and it's a damn good track.
Well, I
No.
could say the same kind of about Twilight Zone too.
Yeah, yeah,
I love Twilight Zone, but there's stronger songs on the album.
yeah, there is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and they probably had some more singles in Holland or Europe, like, you know, off that than we got. But yeah, that's the tour.
I mean,
I
you can tell that
I'll
it
be right
wasn't
back.
intended to be a single when they released Cut because of the placing on the album.
Well, plus they had
It was
to edit
buried.
it, right?
Twilight Zone was buried deep on the album.
Well, they had to edit it to get it on radio play as well.
Yeah, well, the edited version of Twilight Zone is a disaster. There's no good there's no way they could edit that song and make it sound.
Well,
unedited.
you know, the edited won't get fooled again for radio play too. So what's that tell you?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's my. I don't know if you can read it, but that's Radar Love Golden Earring, Massey Hall,
Yeah, Massey Hall.
April 6th, 1983.
The concert I missed.
Yep.
The only
You know,
time they came to town, my favorite band, and the only band that you know when they say the band you wish you had seen is for me is Golden Earring.
Yeah.
And as long as they were together, I held out hope that one day,
Yeah.
even if I went over to the Netherlands because they've been playing yearly there.
Yeah.
They was like, well, maybe one day I'll actually just fly over there and see them before they're gone, kind of thing. But that's gone now. But
Yeah, it's
and
unfortunate.
I was in Mexico, living in Mexico for 2 months when Golden Earring came to
Oh, okay. So you
came to
were-
Toronto. I was out of the country for 2 months.
That was a great show. I can remember I think it was myself and a couple other buddies. We went down and I don't think we caught the first act. That was David Johansen or something. But we caught the Johnny Winter band. They opened. They played before Golden Earring, so I guess they were the middle band.
Mm.
And then Golden Earring came out. And I've connected with a guy who actually was working for it was either Star Channel or First Choice, can't remember, but he recorded that concert for television.
And
He
where
was
is
one of
it?
the guys that recorded that concert, that Golden Earring concert that I was at. So I got a hold of this guy, and right now he's kind of stranded in Newfoundland because of COVID. But when he gets home, he's got a DVD of that, and he's going to send it to me.
You can make me a copy.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, we'll have to exchange.
Burn me a copy and send it my way. I'll be
Yeah.
quite
I
grateful.
was blown away. This guy, he just contacted me as one of my.
I mean, that is the same tour pretty much as the MTV concert one, right? That came in the 50th
well,
anniversary.
this
one.
show, and you can see it on YouTube. This show was played in Canada. It was that concert, and it was played on either First Choice or Star Channel. I can't which, the first two pay TV channels.
Yeah, I had first choice.
And
Yeah.
you can catch it on YouTube. Very, very poor quality. I'm hoping this guy's DVD is of much better quality. But this guy,
I think I know the one you're talking about. I've
Yeah.
seen a few concerts on YouTube of Golden Earring, and
Yeah.
I just don't watch them because the quality's so poor.
oh, they're horrible. They're horrible. Yeah,
I'm not gonna ruin the experience by watching a horrible.
Yeah, I'm hoping this
Visual.
guy, this guy, he recorded it for that. So I'm hoping it's okay. I hope it's a good.
Like
copy.
I've got a version of Blast of the Century on DVD, and it's on PAL, and it's beautiful. And I know there's bits and pieces of it on YouTube that are really look rough. But
Yeah.
I've got a nice copy of the original Last Blast of the Century,
Yeah,
and the live in Ahoy is beautifully performed too.
yeah,
Filmed.
yeah. I don't have that. I got to get that. That was just on DVD, right?
Yeah, the live at Ahoy. You don't have that?
I don't have that. No, I
You
got to.
should get it because it has a CD too, huh?
Now, is that the one from 2005 or
2006, 5, 6. I'll bring it.
2006, possibly? Yeah, because they did another one in 2016, right?
Yeah, they did.
but I don't know if they recorded it or released it on DVD.
Let me grab it for you here. Hold on. Gotta pull it out. This is the live in Ajo. Yeah, 2006. You
Okay.
should try find this because it's
Oh, I'm sure I can.
beautifully filmed.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I try to get interviews of them, and they're all in Dutch, and I don't understand a bloody word.
I know it's funny, all their songs they sing in English, but every interview you ever see,
Always
they speak in
Dutch.
Dutch.
I can pick out the
Like
odd
an
word,
interview.
but it loses something in the translation. I got when we were first married, we hooked up with a couple who were from Holland, and this guy had a record shop in Holland. And we got talking and told him I'm a big Golden Earring fan. Anyway, he sent me some stuff. I bought some stuff from him. And you remember the box set, The Devil Made Me Do It?
Yeah.
I've got that, but it's all in Dutch. He said, I got that from him. He sent it to me, and I can't read it. It's all in Dutch.
Yeah, I remember when that box set came out. I never did get that box set.
Yeah.
But I'm glad when they released the two from the other year, the live and then the 26 album. But yeah, you should try to find this because it's both the DVD and the CD. So
there is a CD there. Okay.
Yeah, so you get the CD and the DVD.
I'm excited. I'm going to do that one then.
Yeah, get that one because it's now the CD doesn't have all the tracks that are on the DVD.
It's okay.
Because it's a single CD, right? So they only had 80 minutes to work with.
Well, I was surprised.
They've got asterisks to here that show you so what's not on the CD is Evil Love Chain, Future, Bombay, When the Lady Smiles, Johnny Make Believe, bass solo, drum solo, Long Blonde Animal, and Holly Holy Life.
Oh.
But there's 22 songs, so
it's amazing Future's not on it because that's one of the more
ones that are on the CD are Skyscraper, Hell of a Town, Another 45 Miles, What You Gonna Do When the Levee Breaks, Twilight Zone, Save Your Skin, Smoking Cigarettes, Just a Little Piece of My Heart, Kill Me Ce Soir, Gambler's Blues, Going to the Run, Radar Love, and She Flies on Strange Wings. That's what's on the CD.
Yeah, so there's probably some good long ones on there.
Oh yeah, but yeah, this the video is really well filmed.
You know, I had forgotten, but I checked the set list at the.
It's even got a nice little book. Look, nice little booklet.
Yeah. Yeah. That Massey Hall gig, they only played 10 songs, including the encore. I couldn't believe it. When I looked I found the track list or the set list online, and it was only 10.
How long was the show? Probably an hour and a half or whatever.
Probably an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah, because they're all long songs.
Well, yeah, because they always do that. They stretch things out. But I couldn't.
Look at Last Blasted Century. Last Blasted Century. I absolutely love that live album. What an incredible performance! I think the only band I heard of that did a New Year's Eve 1999 right at the stroke of midnight thing. I'm surprised more bands didn't do one, or at least record it or film it or something.
Well, that's they're a great band.
That was over 2.5 hour show. Yeah, over 2.5 hours. These guys rocking out.
You wouldn't believe. Like I did a video about a month ago when I found out George Clemens was sick, and you wouldn't believe the comments I've been getting on that. It was just a little tribute to him and Golden.
Yeah, I saw your video.
Yeah, I am getting a ton of.
Planning to do a Golden Earring video anyhow. Yeah. Since then, I just haven't. It's on my list of things to do soon.
A ton of Dutchmen on there commenting. They have Dutch names, you can tell, right? And there's a ton of them that have been coming to that. It's really great because I would have never connected with these guys before that. So
yeah, Naz Nomad and I did a Golden Earring retrospective. You'll find it on my channel. We did a live stream.
See that, yeah.
Yeah, we did a live stream together. Naz Nomad and I, because Naz is a huge Golden Earring fan like you and I.
Well, we're gonna have to connect.
That's how I met Naz Nomad. I didn't know anybody that liked Golden Earring all my lifetime, and then I watched Naz's channel and became friends with Naz, and we got to know each other on direct messaging through Instagram and whatnot, and found out that he had a big passion for Golden Earring like me, and that's how our friendship started. Because I finally had a fan. I finally had a fan that loved Golden Earring.
Yeah, yeah.
and that's
Well,
somebody
I
else I could talk with. And
I've
he
been
and I,
following his channel, but I haven't really talked to him. I'm going to have to connect with him.
yeah,
David
for sure,
Michael,
because he
is
and
that-
I now we've been buying the albums together for the last couple of years. When one
Good.
comes out, he'll be like, Anthony, the next one's coming out on MOV. Let's buy it. And last Blast of the Century, both put the order in together, and we had 2 copies shipped to us, and then we sent them to each other, sort of thing. But yeah, it's like when Switch, Switch came out it was announced in January, and I was like, nah, it's here, Switch, quick.
It's out.
Finally, for the first time, Switch is coming out, quick.
I'm waiting for it. It's on its way. I'm waiting for it. I ordered it. Face It, which I just got, and Together, the double album, or not Together. What's the double album they did in the 60s? Oh, shoot.
On the double.
On the double. Yeah.
On the double.
Should have thought of that. I ordered those, so they're through Amazon, so they're coming. And then I connected with a guy in France. There were 3 of them there. He had it at a decent price, MOV, brand new. So I got three of them coming from him. There's To the Hilts, Contraband, and News. I got those 3 coming.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get myself a copy of Contraband because I just have Mad Love. I don't have.
I love Mad Love. I've always loved that album.
I've always loved Mad Love.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Contraband minus 1 song. So
yeah. I've always.
But I do want to have a copy of Contraband just to have. I mean, I've got it on CD, but Contraband is the only one on vinyl that I don't have other than Miracle Mirror. So I need them to reissue Miracle Mirror. I'm hoping that they will do a reissue of Miracle Mirror. They did one back in 2012. Didn't get it at that time.
Right.
And I'm kind of sorry now because the few copies that are around of that are a small fortune for them now.
I just got Winter's Harvest here a couple of weeks ago.
The yellow one?
Yeah. Yeah, the yellow one.
And I've been buying it. And the MOVs are fantastic.
Oh, I love them. They're great.
The majority of my golden earring now is all on MOV.
Yeah.
Because I'll take an MOV over an original pressing any day. Like I wish the MOV would do a version of the Canadian gold moon tan.
No
like
kidding.
I really do.
No. Like if they were smart, they would, because it would sell in North America. I'm sure it would. Anyway, this was my first MOV.
That was my first MOV too.
Yeah.
Is that black wax or is that the?
Yeah, this is black. Yeah.
It's not the turquoise one they did for Record Store Day.
No.
It's funny you said that's my very first one.
It sounded fantastic. I bought it in Victoria.
I have from MOV. I have Just Earrings on red vinyl from MOV.
Yep.
Winter Harvest, which was a yellow vinyl.
Yep.
MOV. I'm just going to list the MOV ones.
Yeah.
So I have
you're listening.
Just Earrings, Winter Harvest on the double, which is on black wax.
Yeah.
8 Miles High on black wax.
Yeah.
Wall of Dolls, which was on that brownie kind of rusty brown color.
Right. Yeah.
Together on a kind of greeny thing. Seven Tears, which is also kind of a greeny thing.
Yeah, it's green. Yeah.
Then I have, of course, Moontan on the black wax. Switch Now, which is the latest one, on blue. Yeah. I have To the Hilt on black. Then the next one. Then there's a big jump because I don't have the Contraband, and they haven't done Grab It for a Second. They haven't done No Promises, No Debts.
Right.
They haven't done. Then next one is Prisoner of the Night. I have that on black wax. And then they haven't done Cut or News or The Whole. So then
they've done News because I got a News coming.
You got a News coming? I've got my original News, so I kind of don't need it. But then after that, let's see. They haven't done Keeper of the Flame yet.
No, another one I love. I love that.
I have a German press of that. I have an original.
They've
German
got Love Sweat has been done.
Yeah. So then I have the Bloody Buccaneers, which was a Record Store Day. MOV. I've got the Bloody
Buccaneers. I missed
Buccaneers.
that. I didn't get that. I wish I knew about that. I would have got that because I love that album.
Yeah,
too.
it's on a gold vinyl.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the ones I've got.
And then I've got Face It, of course, and that was the red vinyl.
Yeah.
And
so I've got this one.
Yeah, Yellow Wax.
Yeah, and then 7 Tears on green.
Yeah.
And Together.
Yeah, also a green, but a different. They're both different
I think
greens.
so, yeah. That's on black, and then Love Sweat I've got on red. So that's what I got so far. Or not Love Sweat, Face It. Sorry.
Face It.
Face
Yeah,
It.
your Love Sweat is on a. I think that one's on a gold too. Let me pull mine.
So that's what I got on the MOVs so far.
Well, you need to get Last Blast of the Century. That was,
Well, yeah, I'm focusing on the live stuff for now, or the studio stuff, and I'll get into the live stuff at some point.
There's Last Blast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait too long on this one because there were only 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Only 1,000 of these pressed.
Okay, I'll have to grab one then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only 1,000. So
Is it
I know
colored?
there's a couple still on Amazon. Maybe I don't know. I haven't checked lately,
Is
but
that on colored vinyl?
I'll show you that. That's a triple LP.
Yeah.
Triple LP.
Well, it was a double CD, I know. So
Yeah. Well, it's 2.5 hours.
yeah.
So it's a triple vinyl. Comes with an insert.
Yeah. Nice.
And then it's on triple.
It's kind of
Kind of a goldy,
bronzy gold. Yeah.
bronzy
Yeah.
goldy, yellowy gold.
Brass, kind of a brassy color. Yeah, nice.
So, and it sounds great. Sounds freaking awesome. They're doing such a nice job of mastering these things.
Yeah.
And mastering them for vinyl. Because you got to remember, all these ones were originally only on CD.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? That's see where I grew up. They were, I grew up in Guelph, and so getting them was not easy.
No.
And then, there's a time there where in the '90s, I kind of lost track because I couldn't access them. Nobody had them.
Oh yeah, when I
And
would
I
see
slowly
golden earring
built
in the
the CD
wild,
collection.
I would snatch it up right away. Because
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
I knew that if I didn't buy that golden earring when I saw it, I'd never see it again.
That's right. Yeah, because they'd only bring in very few copies if you saw any. And
Oh, absolutely.
I remember going to Toronto, and I picked up, I think it was Long Blonde Animal and Second Live at the Record Peddler. So,
I remember the Record Peddler.
yeah, that's where I picked those up, and I was just gobsmacked. Remember, they used to get a lot of imports in there.
Have you picked up Paradise in Distress yet?
No, that's another one.
So you need Love Sweat, and how about Mill Street? Or
No, I've been looking, but they're getting expensive. I got to be Tits and Ass I don't have yet either. Not on vinyl. I got them on CD, of course, but yeah,
I'm just pulling out my later ones here.
they're getting expensive.
I'm pulling out my later ones.
Even on Amazon, they're bloody expensive. So it's
Just gonna get the last one. I'll be right there. I can hear you.
yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna get this other one here. Where is it hiding? There it is. I just grabbed a handful.
Okay.
Not all of them. There's a lot of albums. Between the lives and the studios, there's a lot of damn albums.
Well, they'll do them all eventually. So
So the ones I pulled were all MOVs.
yeah,
Give me a second here. So there's Love Sweat.
yeah.
And that's, I think that was on a gold. Was that on a gold as well?
I think it was gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was on a gold. 1,500. And of course, these are all numbered too, which is really nice.
yeah.
There's Love Sweat. Then, of course, after Love Sweat came Paradise in Distress,
Yeah.
which is on a nice gatefold. They did a gatefold for that.
That's another one I bought from my buddy in Holland. I picked that one up from him as well.
And gatefold. And this was on silver vinyl, 1,500 copies.
Yeah. See,
Then
my Face It is number 1426.
my lowest one, I'd have to look to see which my lowest one is. I have one that's very low.
Moon Tan isn't numbered. There's no number on that. Did they just
No.
number the colored ones? Is
The
that
numbered ones are the only ones that are colored. Yeah, the colored ones are the numbered ones.
okay?
So there's Mill Street,
Okay,
Millbrook, I mean.
Millbrook, yeah.
And
Right.
that's on a blue, I think that was a blue vinyl, if I remember right. Yeah, that's on a blue vinyl, 1,500 copies, numbered. Then
Here's
after
the
that,
one.
of course, was Tits and Ass.
Right.
And that is on a, I think it was a sky, like a, oh yeah, it's a black,
Blue.
it's a black, blue, and white vinyl.
Oh,
And there's
okay.
only 1,000 copies of that one.
Wow.
And I got number
Nice.
576.
Yeah, the lowest I've got is 7 tiers. It's 653.
I'd have to look at my other ones.
Yeah.
Then the Record Store Day Bloody Buccaneers is that one.
Yeah. Man,
I believe that was a gold vinyl as well. That's
what
a
year
gold
was
vinyl.
that, Anthony? What year did that come out?
2012.
Oh, geez, yeah.
No,
See,
sorry, 2017. 2017.
Oh, geez, I don't know how I missed that.
Well,
Okay,
that was a
see-
record store. That was a Record Store Day, but not North America.
Oh, okay, that's why.
So I had to order it outside of Canada, outside of ordered online because it wasn't a Record Store Day North America drop.
Okay.
And that one I got number 583 out of 1,000.
Yeah.
Then this is another Record Store Day. Naked 2,
Yep.
another Record Store Day. They need to do Naked 3.
Yeah.
And then there's, of course, the Fully Naked.
Yeah.
And that's on, I think that's on the gold as well, or silver. Oh, this is a gold black swirl.
Yeah.
And that one was 1,500 copies, and I got number 464.
Right. That's nice. That's good. That's low.
And then if you're a real completist, then you need to get this one here. Barry Hayes solo album. The non-golden, how can I put this? The album that should have been a golden earring album. Like,
Right.
this Barry Hay album is fantastic.
Is that? I haven't heard it.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely fantastic. It should be a golden earring album. It really
Does he
should.
sing in English?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what's it called? Frogs, Only Parrots, Frogs, and Angels. And
Oh.
Barry Hay did all the cover art.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
good for him.
Barry Hay.
So when
painted
did that
this
come
picture.
out?
Yeah, Barry Hay painted this picture. This is
What
a
did it-
fantastic album. It's kind of psych. It came out around the Together, 7 Tiers Together era, 1971, 72,
Oh,
72.
that early.
Yeah, this one came out in 1972. Barry Hay did all the cover art himself,
Nice.
and the inner liner.
Holy cow.
He did everything. He wrote all these lyrics. He
Yeah.
he designed all of the stuff on the cover.
I'll have to look for that. I'm totally unfamiliar with it.
Yeah, check it out. And it's on.
Yeah.
This one's on a Polydor thing. It's
Yeah.
another MOV on a yellow.
Well, I didn't realize he did a solo so early. That's amazing.
Yeah, and then he did the one a couple of years ago, which is only on CD right now.
Okay.
Barry Hay and the Flying V's.
All right.
You can check out me. I can pull that one out if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
It's Barry Hay and the Flying V's, and he did all the cover work.
So
for that
I'm
one.
hoping there's some. I'm hoping there's some stuff in the vault. You know.
Well, I think they exhausted it pretty good in that box set. Though we know they missed break. Did you get the 50th anniversary single?
No, I haven't got that yet.
You should get that. The Say When. That's the last thing they recorded together.
Yeah, I haven't got that.
That is.
So they did that after The Hague, I guess.
Yeah, this was 2019 December.
Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't. I've seen it. I just haven't picked it up yet.
And I'll show you the Barry Hay. Let me find it here. Give me a sec to pull the Barry Hay out for you.
I really enjoyed The Hague, and I thought, why didn't you guys do a full album? You know,
I know, the Hague is great. The Hague is great.
it's
I
really
wish it
good
had been a
stuff.
full album. There it is. Barry Hay and the Flying V's. Highly recommend it. I'm back, folks.
Yeah.
So there's the Say When,
Yeah, I got to get that.
which has got a remix and remaster of Back Home. So
Okay.
it's Back Home 2020. And this
Okay.
one's 1,500 gold copies numbered. I
Right.
got number 607.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah,
And
I'll
there's
pick-
Barry Hay and the Flying Bees.
Oh, there you go.
Right? It's Barry Hayes Flying V. No, Barry Hayes Flying V formation.
Oh, Flying B formation. Okay.
And he once again did the cover art for this one.
Yeah.
And he did the little
He's quite an artist.
yeah, he did the little booklet thingy in here.
Yeah. Kind of the same deal as the first album.
Yeah,
Really.
so he did all the notes here,
Yeah.
all the lyrics. And then there's a crazy picture there on the inside.
Oh, very nice. It's quite the
Yeah,
artist.
nice little CD. You'll find that on Amazon or whatever.
We just got to get them to do their interviews in English.
So let's see what the Peanut Gallery is saying, because we've been like geeking out on Golden Earring.
Yeah. Well, we're geeks. What can I tell you? They're having their own little conversation.
Geeking out on Golden Earring, and now I need to see what the Peanut Gallery's been up to.
Talking about turntables.
Yeah, I think they're having their own little chit chat going on there.
That's good. Yeah, well, they're a great band, and I count them among my favorites, my top 5 easily.
Yeah, I got to admit, I had just ordered the Switch about 5 days. The Switch dropped like 5 days before they announced their retirement, so that was kind of a kick in the teeth when I'd been waiting for Switch for so long to be redone. And then I was just like, finally, Switch has come out. And then 5 days
I was the
later,
only guy in my high school to have Switch. I bought it when it first came out because I knew what it was.
I was the only guy in any of my friends' circles that had any Golden Earring.
Yeah. Well, I hooked a couple of other of my buddies on them, but I'm the only guy that had Switch, and it was a great album. It was overshadowed by Moontan, but
yeah, it was.
Great album nonetheless.
I love Switch.
Well, I love the Lonesome DJ. You listen to Cesar's drumming on that; it's just incredible what he's doing.
Cesar, as far as I'm concerned, one of my probably top 3 drummers of all time.
Oh, he's the guy's incredible. Have you seen the video 2016 where they're doing Radar Love, and he's banging on the toms and he's playing his bass drum with
and he's got his feet and his hands going. I mean, you look at the MTV concert one there where he stands on top of the drum kit and he's got that suit on and he's banging, that's all wired up, and he's banging his chest and whatnot.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I got to find that one.
Yeah. Well, if you get
the guy's amazing.
If you get the 50th, the 50th anniversary greatest hits CD one, the one with the brown cover.
Okay.
If you get that CD, it's got 2 CDs and a DVD of that concert in it.
Oh, okay.
And it's got that MTV, the Live from the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And that is just amazing to watch him do. And even the Last Blast of the Century, if you've ever seen that concert, he's standing on top of the drum kit by the time it's all over. He's just sprawled. He's sprawled on the drum kit like this.
Nobody talks about him in these conversations about who the greatest rock drummer is. Nobody talks about him. And it's like, you guys, you have missed out on so much.
I know.
North America,
so underappreciated in North America.
North America needs to pull their head out.
Have you seen the 1,000 Drummers one?
I have seen that. Yeah.
The one with Radar Love with the 1,000 Drummers?
Yeah.
Absolutely
that was fun.
Amazing.
That was fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because that one you can search that out on YouTube. You can search that out on YouTube. Let's see.
It's a long time ago I found that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Let's see what the Peanut Gallery. Watch Miss Mayhem, total snob. What are you talking about, Miss Mayhem? What are we doing here? Let's see.
Golden Herring.
Let's see. Deadwax. They're talking about Rega. Say Rega. Blah blah blah. I love my Rega. I love my Rega, Deadwax. My Rega is my baby.
Well, listen, I got to go to the drugstore and pick up some stuff, so I think I'll cut out here, but thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Anybody else want to come on? I'm going to be here for about maybe 15 more minutes. I normally stream 4:30 to.
Listen, I'd like to get a hold of you, and I'd love to get the 3 of us going. Naz as well. See what
he was going to come, but he had to go see his ill mother today. So he's
in Edmonton, right?
He's in Edmonton. Yeah, exactly. And I told him I think sometime the 3 of us could really geek out hard.
Oh yeah, no kidding. There's a great record store in Edmonton. Have you ever been to Edmonton?
Right. When I was born in Calgary.
Oh, okay.
And lived in Calgary till I was 11. Before I moved to my.
Listen, I think one of the best record stores in Canada is in Edmonton.
Yeah, I haven't been.
Oh, it's amazing. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, I mean, Naz finds amazing thrift store stuff. Like he finds stuff. You watch his vinyl finds videos. He
yeah, well,
finds
he's really
stuff
into it. Yeah.
like we don't find the stuff that he finds here in Toronto. When you go to a thrift store here, it's thrift store vinyl. It's polkas. It's stuff people would like to forget about.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
good
you know, if you're
thrift store
thinking
vinyl.
about it, we should try to do a three-way hookup because I'd like to get to know him a little bit. And
Yeah, for sure, for
through the
sure.
rag and yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. You should comment on mention, go on his Instagram. Do you go on Instagram? Do you have an Instagram?
I do. I'm not really there much, but I can find him. I'm on Facebook.
You can find Naz on Instagram for sure.
I'm under Fit to Be Tie-Dyed on Facebook. So,
and I think Naz is on Facebook as well.
Yeah, I think
we chat all the time through Instagram. It's easy through it because you can direct.
I think he's commented on some of my videos, but I haven't really connected to him like this. So,
yeah, I definitely should. I know he wanted to be here today, but he had to go see his mom, who's really ill. I do this stream every other Saturday at this time, so I'll try to get him on next. In 2 weeks, we'll try to do it again. So
David Michael, is that his name? David
Michael, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, sir.
All right, nice to see you. I'll see you soon. I'll see you somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try. I'll mention it to Naz when I talk to him next time. I'll probably talk to him tonight. We talk pretty well every day, so I'll mention that we're going to try to do a three-way. And if we can do it in 2 weeks from now, we'll do it.
Yeah.
If that's a good time, because this is my stream time. Every other Saturday, 4:30 is when I'm doing my streams. Twice a month. That's it.
Yeah, and just search Facebook for Fit to Be Tie-Dyed, 2 words, and you can personal message me there. Private.
Okay, I'll send you a little follow.
Rachel's got my email too, so.
Yeah, I'll send you a little friend request thing on Facebook.
Sure. Yeah. Good.
All right.
Okay, Anthony. Take care.
Nice to see you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else want to come up? Pat, you want to come up? You're in the peanut gallery. Do you feel like coming up? Let me post the link again in case anybody wants to come up. I'm going to be here for a few more minutes. There's the link. Anybody wants to come up? We had Projekt Gemineye, Mark Anthony K up earlier. We had Niev, the Prog nerd, with her dad. He was up. That was a lot of fun talking with her and her dad. We had Groovy Lisa for a little while, and we've had Fit to Be Tie-Dyed Paul. So we've had a few people up. Anybody else want to come up? I'm going to be here for a few more minutes. So if anybody else wants to join the stream, they are welcome to. I'm taking all takers tonight. And there's the fake Ron Beaudry is in the channel, I see. Will I have to kick the fake Ron Beaudry? I'm not linking you because you ain't Ron Beaudry. So let's just put this user in a timeout. Because we all know that's the fake Ron Beaudry. Prog hat, yes, Nazar. We want to come up, ban the faker AGK. Yeah, we got him. He's in timeout, and I'll just get rid of him. He's not a real Ron Beaudry. You want to come up, Prog hat? You're welcome to come. The link's in the channel. Pat, Vinyl Archivist, you want to drop on up? Come on up. Prog hat, you want to drop in? Randy, if you want to drop in, I'll even take you, Randy, if you want to drop by. TARDIS Writer, of course, is welcome. I will take people I know are those people. And let's see what's going on in the... And there's Beetle Boy. Beetle Boy's in there. Yeah, fake Ron Beaudry. Well, there'll always be somebody in every stream, and any group, in any community, in any stream, you'll always have the trolls. That's welcome to YouTube. That's part of being on YouTube. Trolls. I think it's been a good stream. Had some fun, had some good guests. I'm going to hang out here for a few more minutes. Any questions? Anybody want to know any questions about anything? I think people are talking about their Regas. Yeah, I love my Rega. I've had my Rega for 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. I think I got my Rega in 2016, if I remember right. So I'm coming up on 5 years. I kept it stock for the first 2 years, and then I upgraded it, changing the belt to a better belt. Of course, changing to the Ortofon Blue, and changing the platter and platter mat to an acrylic. And those 3 upgrades just completely made that turntable amazing. And of course, I run it through a Rega preamp into my Yamaha sound system. Yeah, Niev and her dad were very cool. They're nice people. I like Niev. She's great. She's been on my stream twice now. She's always welcome anytime. Interesting person, and her dad's a really cool guy. I like him a lot. So hopefully he'll be back. I think he's going to be, because I got a message from Nia just a few minutes ago on she direct messaged me and said, thanks for having us on, Dad and I really enjoyed ourselves. And of course, I'm glad that they enjoyed themselves, and I hope they come back, because I think they're cool people. I don't care what anybody says and all this silliness that goes on in the vinyl community. I think Niev is great, because she's carrying the torch for the younger people. And if she's getting younger people, influencing younger people in vinyl and music, great, fantastic. And her dad's a cool guy. And hopefully I will be having my daughter join me. I think she rubbed off a little on my daughter. And I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago, and she said that she would probably come up on stream with me one day. I think she's maybe Father's Day, unless I can get her to come up earlier. I don't know whether she will do a video or come on stream. I'm not sure, but hopefully she'll be coming up soon, and it'll be me and my daughter, and we'll be talking. And here comes Edward.
How's it going, Anthony?
Hey, Edward, welcome, my friend. Nice to see you.
Glad to see you. Like your Yes shirt.
You like my Yes shirt? Yeah, I got this one out. I actually found this last week in a duffel bag. I had this duffel bag in my closet where I keep a lot of old concert shirts. You know, when they start to get a little bit worn out or whatever, or starting to fade, I put them away as a keepsake. And I found this one in here and realized I had never, ever worn it. Ever.
Oh, okay.
It was packed in amongst all my concert tees. It is literally brand new, and it's from the Get Closer to Yes songs. This is from the Open Your Eyes tour, and I think you guys can read it. It has a date on the back. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the date?
Oh yeah. That's from the album Union, right? No.
No, this is from the Open Your Eyes album.
That's right. I'm sorry. I get those records mixed up.
Can you read out the date? Because I can't see.
It says June 1898 live in concert. Open Your Eyes tour.
There you go. So
hey, Anthony,
I had never worn this shirt ever in my life, and it's like it's brand new.
Right.
And it's 20 years old. It's 20 years old.
Wow. Looks like you got some troll in there. Groovy, Lisa's parents? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's probably whoever was Ron Beaudry.
What's up, Randy?
Welcome, Randy. What am I looking at?
I haven't forgot you, Eddie. It's going out this week.
What is that?
Thank you, sir. He's hooking me up with some Captain Beefheart. How's it going, Randy?
Not too bad, you?
Good.
I
just gotta come up here for a little bit.
I think this is
I gotta send Beetle Boys out and Richie.
I think this is the first time, Randy, you've come on my stream, isn't it?
I think so.
Well, you're welcome, my friend. Welcome. Nice to have you. And nice to see Edward, too. Nice to have you guys.
Yeah, I thought I'd come up here for a little bit before dinner, hang out.
We gotta get Patrick up here now.
Yeah, come on, Pat.
The Vinyl Archivist. Safe as Milk is a good record.
Well, what's
Radio
new,
known.
Randy? And what's your latest music? What have you gotten lately?
Who?
What's your latest vinyl? Have you got any new stuff?
You know what? I wanted to show you guys this, and I don't know how to explain this group. It's very strange, but it's the Normal Creatures, Nightmare Arcade. They only made, I don't know,
I'm writing this down.
100 copies. Or it's strange. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a hip hop, but hard rock. There's doom on here, punk, but it's normally I wouldn't listen to something like this, but man,
How
this
did
thing
you
really.
how did you come across it? What made you buy that?
Get Hip Records. I was on their website.
Oh, okay.
And so I listened to it. I was like, man, the first side it's different. And then I put side 2 on, and I was kind of intrigued by it. It's just I don't know how to explain it. This is their first.
It doesn't
record.
fit into any particular genre.
Man, I think every genre. It's just one of those.
One of those records. I got a few of those.
But I think there's
cool.
only like
So
100
that's like
copies.
that's like a green plastic outer on it, or what?
Yeah, and then it's part of it because they got their hype sticker.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's part of the packaging, that green bag.
Unspeakable genre, fluid, sorcery.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
I like that.
Is the wax black, or is it a colored wax? Or
This one is green, I think.
so it kind of matches the outer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they call that one Coke. I think they call that one Coke bottle, don't they? Isn't it the Coke bottle?
No, it looks like it's there, but it's a darker green here. You know.
Okay,
It's
yeah. I know. I
almost
find
like
that
this
you ever
bag
notice
color.
that everybody's video, every stream, colored vinyl does not look the same color as it does in real life on camera.
Yeah.
When you hold up vinyls on vinyl records on camera, they look different. Like I showed the Alice Cooper unboxing yesterday on my channel, and I held up the purple, and it looks like blue, but it's like a really beautiful purple, but it looks blue on
They
camera.
always look different, you know.
I don't know why it
This
does
is,
that, because our skin tones, I think, look normal.
Yeah, because this cover here, this is almost like a really neon green, and it kind of only looks like a yellow one there, you know.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a lime green.
But I
there,
would,
like a
if you guys
faded
can
lime
find
green.
this, if you guys can find it, I would definitely check this out. They only made 100 copies of it. It's their first album, and there they are right there.
Looks interesting. Looks interesting.
It's just hard to explain.
I think you got to just go out there and get it and
Yeah.
and listen to it on your own and see what you think, you know?
Yeah, and plus it's only 100 copies. It might be worth something one day, you know? Who knows?
Yeah, that's true too. I like the cover and the artwork and the wax. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's really
It
cool.
almost looks like a psychedelic cover, but it's just they call it on Discogs, they call it punk, but it is not even close to being punk. It's like
Right.
oh yeah, I don't know. It's the lyrics are almost like hip hop style, but there's like doom metal on it, garage. It's just I don't know. I can't put my arms around it, you know.
No, any more picking up any more psych records?
You know, I don't know.
There we go.
I know I've always liked your psych collection.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Groovy Lisa's parents were the same as the fake Ron Beaudry. I'm sure it's the same person.
What, Harris Pilton?
No, Groovy Lisa's parents and the fake
Oh yeah,
Ron
that's
Beaudry.
come on now. That's ridiculous. I think I know who that might be.
The fake Ron Beaudry and Groovy Lisa's parents, I'm sure, were the same person.
Yeah.
I think I know who the Groovy Lisa's parents really are. It's that person that went on Richard's stream and tried to make them embarrass them by going under some UV. You know what I mean? You heard about that story?
No,
How they got on their stream, and the person on the stream, he got invited up, but he was actually doing a live stream, and they were making fun of Richard and Lisa. I think that's who that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just assuming, but There is no Groovy Lisa's parents. Let's put it that way.
No. There will always be a troll on every stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what community you're in, what you're doing. You know, there's some trolls that just live for jumping from place to place.
I've had one. I forgot what their name was, but yeah, I had one, and they acted like they knew some people in my stream, but I know they didn't.
Normal creatures describe themselves as unapologetic rap rock from planet Earth.
There you go.
Apparently.
Man.
There you go.
It's just, I don't know. It's good. It's good.
I'm gonna have to check it out now. You got me.
I'm going to have to see about tracking down a copy if I can.
You got me curious. So
Yeah. Go to if you can't find it on like Discogs or anything like that, go to
The Bandcamp?
Yeah.
Or the website?
Get Hip.
Deadhead Records.
Okay.
Get Hip.
Get Hip. What is it? Get Hip.
Yeah, Get Hip. They're out of Pittsburgh.
Okay, Get Hip Records. I'll look them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Writing Easy Records. I really like Writing Easy Records stuff.
Yeah.
They got a
Those
lot
are
of
good.
great bands.
Yeah.
They got a lot of really good bands on Writing Easy Records.
Now,
The
Randy, I'm going to
Goners,
ask
the Goners,
I'm going to ask
Holy
Randy a
Serpent.
silly question.
Uh-oh.
I know he likes the Ramones. Do you also collect 45s of the Ramones? Do you have like
Oh.
rare ones?
Oh my God.
Oh, Randy's got a crap loader of them.
I'm just asking because I like the Ramones and I'd like to find some 45s of theirs.
The only problem with Ramones 45 is you got to get up and change the song in like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a big deal.
This is
You might as well just stand. You might as well
45.
just stand next to the turntable.
Whoa, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I
never got one Ramones 45, and I'm kind of sorry I never did.
You
I mean,
know
I
what's
love the
cool?
Ramones, and I've got most of their albums. I'm still trying to chase down a couple of the later albums on vinyl.
My favorite Ramones album is Leave Home. I love that record.
I love Leave
That's
Home.
a good one.
I love
Yeah,
Leave Home.
yeah, I love that
got
record.
I got this at a record show here in Ann Arbor about 3 years ago. Some guy came in with his old collection of 45s. That's all he had was all these rare 45s, and he wanted $45 for this. And I already spent a bunch of money before I'd seen this, you know.
Right, right.
Like, man, I got to get that. This is the original UK Blitzkrieg Bop.
Ooh, man, that's
this
badass right there. I like that
a lot of
cover.
money. It's probably worth the most out of any of the originals.
Oh, really?
But I'm so glad I bought it because it's in like mint shape, you know. But yeah.
That's badass. That really looks looks really rare.
I have
Hey, Randy, do you like the period of the Ramones when they kind of put some synthesizers, you know, like albums like Adios Muchachos?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I prefer the early stuff, but you know, when you like a band, you kind of want to like it all. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's like me with
good
Golden
point.
Earring and this and that.
Good point.
And Ramones for sure. Like I am still trying to find. I used to have these on vinyl, and I'm sorry I don't anymore. Stupid me trading stuff in the in the 90s for CDs. Too Tough to Die. I cannot find Too Tough to Die. I cannot
That's
find
a good
Subterranean
record.
Jungle. So I need Subterranean Jungle back. I need Too Tough to Die back. I need Brain Drain back. I mean, I've got them on CD, but I need them on vinyl. You know,
I like
Brain
Turn
Drain
of the
and
Century.
Adios Amigos and Acid
Yeah.
Eaters. Those
They're all
five.
good.
Those
Turn of the
five. I need.
Century. A lot of people don't like Turn of the Century because of what's his name? Who produced
That's a good record.
Phil
what's
Spector?
his- Yeah. A lot of
love
people
it.
just
I
didn't
love it.
like that, you know. But I thought it
It's
was
my
a
most
great
valuable
record.
album. It's my most
That was one of
valuable
my
album in
favorites in
collection.
high school, you know.
Yeah, I love Turn of the Century. I used to listen to that in high school.
Yeah.
But there's 5 Ramones albums I need on vinyl that are just impossible to find. That most of them haven't been I don't know why they keep reissuing Rhino like over and over and over and over with Rocket to Russia, Leave Home, the first album, Road to Ruin. Those first 5 are getting reissued over and over and over and over and over. But have you ever? But from Pleasant Dreams on, they haven't touched.
I know.
They will. They'll probably do some Rock October for those.
The later of the records are the rare ones, you know.
Yeah,
exactly.
they are.
Yeah. Like I
What was that
found
one you were
Animal
saying?
Boy.
Too Tough to Die or something like that? That's another good record. I like
Yeah, Too
that
Tough to
one.
Die is great.
You know, that was written for Johnny because Johnny he went and one of his old girlfriends was like in front of this house and some hood was picking on her, you know, like roughing her up and shit. I think
Oh, really?
she was dating the guy or whatever. So Johnny tried to stick up for her, and Johnny ended up getting his face kicked in. He almost died, and that's why they wrote that album. That Too Tough to
Oh,
Die was
man.
about him. But he was in a coma for I don't know how many weeks, and yeah, so it's pretty wild.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, I guess the guy got him down on the ground and just started kicking his face in, you know, kind of almost
Oh,
like
man.
brain injuries. But
So are you?
I've been
Randy,
kicked in my mouth, but not like, I
yeah,
mean, I was able to get up and still block a kick, you know?
right.
Randy,
But when somebody,
are you an Alice Cooper fan at all, Randy?
I'm not. I have the only Alice Cooper
The only reason I mention it is because of his new album, Detroit Stories.
Yeah.
It's all Detroit rock. It's not really.
Right.
I wouldn't classify it as an Alice Cooper album like you would traditionally know Alice is singing. It's all Detroit rock. I mean, you got guys from Grand Funk Railroad on there. You got the MC5 on there. You've got Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. All these musicians are playing on that album, so it's Detroit rock all the way.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might. I don't know. I might
give it a listen. Give it a listen.
I passed it up. The other day, but I do have his first. It's not a original, but I have his Garage when he was in the Spiders out in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have a.
oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the Nas?
No, the Spiders.
Yeah.
The Spiders.
Oh.
Yeah,
he was in the Spiders.
Yeah, I think it was Nas related. Hold on a second.
Oh, I could be wrong. I like the Nas. They made at least 3 good records that I know of.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, man, that's badass.
That's what the original looked like. This is a reissue. And then I have the.
Yeah, I have that song on a Alice Cooper CD box set thing.
And then this was.
Oh, wow, check that out.
Yeah, the Spiders.
That was issued from Sundays.
Oh, yeah, man, Sundays. That's bad. Oh, man, Sundays does some good stuff.
Sundays has some great stuff.
Yeah, I like Sundays.
Sundays and Modern Harmonic, which are both basically the same company.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sundays and Modern Harmonic release a lot of really cool stuff.
I agree.
Nice.
I can agree with that. What radio known?
A lot of psych stuff. Like they released Soft Machine and Southwest FOB, and Sundays have a lot of really good pressings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have original of that Southwest FOB in somewhere around here, but
that's a good album.
Yeah. Incense or no, Smell of Incense or
Smell of Incense, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good album.
So like those records that we were talking about by the Ramones, Too Tough to Die and those Pleasant Dreams, are those like usually $30 records now used or more?
40 here in Canada.
Yeah,
Canada minimum 40.
Oh, okay. They're okay. That's what I kind of thought.
Like I found Animal Boy a couple of years ago in a small town outside of Toronto, and it was $40, but I had to have it.
I would probably pay it. I mean, because I like those later records too. I would probably, I could swing that.
And then at the flea market, I really lucked out because at my local flea market, I found a copy of Pleasant Dreams UK pressing.
Wow.
$5 at a flea market. They didn't know what the fuck they had.
Yeah, you know, the amazing thing about the Ramones is that they never got any airplay, so they never got record sales at all. I mean,
no, they didn't.
So there's just not a lot out there. You never really come across them in the wild.
Yeah, they're kind of like Star Trek. I think they got more fame after they broke up than they were together.
Right.
You know, like I think they're way more popular. They're way more popular and accepted now than when they were out there.
Yeah.
Still together producing albums.
Yeah.
That one member of the Clash, I forgot his name. He's a big fan of the Ramones. I watched a documentary about the Clash, and he thought when they came to England that the Ramones just were phenomenal.
Yeah, I remember I think it's the book called Commando. It's the Johnny Ramone book or autobiography. I can't remember which one it was, but he talks about that, because Johnny, they were upstairs when they met the Clash. They were screaming out a window upstairs in the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny was saying something like, why don't you guys play? He goes, we suck. And Johnny says, we suck and we still play, so just do it.
Do you have the Joey Ramone solo album?
Yes. Not an original. I got a reissue of it.
That's one I've been trying to find. You don't see that one around anymore.
Yeah. That's good record.
Really hard to find.
That's a good record.
Oh, is that someone's mentioning that that Pleasant Dreams was produced by one of the guys of 10cc.
Oh, Graham Goldman, yeah.
He got some.
I can't remember. I'd have to pull my copy and see who it was produced by.
Why would someone get heat about doing another? I mean, that's just the way it goes. You want somebody to do your record.
Yeah, I remember I don't know, that book. I think it was called Commando. If you get a chance, if you find that, the Johnny Ramone story.
Okay.
Yeah, when I read that, I'm not a big book reader, but when I read it, I couldn't put it down. I read it.
Yeah, I like books like that.
It just grabbed me. So.
Yeah, I read a book about Sid Barrett, and I couldn't put that down. Even though it was a short book, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can we say about somebody like Sid Barrett? I guess
Yeah, exactly.
Other than I did hear that once that Johnny Depp, the actor, wanted to play Sid Barrett in a Pink Floyd movie or something like that, but it never happened. So
too much hair.
Oh, that's a good record. That's
Pleasant Dreams.
I love that record. I forgot the cover.
That's a UK press.
That's a good record. I dig that.
It's like freaking mint. I found it in a flea market a couple of years
ago.
It looks like it's in good shape. Freaking dollars. $5 in a flea market.
That's a good deal.
UK press. It's got the typical really floppy UK covers.
Yeah.
The really thin.
Yeah, like really paper thin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I've got it in one of these protective
That's
things.
the one thing about Ramone records. They're hard to find in good shape too, because everybody that had them played.
Yeah, look at this. Look at it. It's sweet.
True.
Copy. Sweet copy.
Yeah.
That's true. I found one of their later albums, and it was like beat to hell, like a truck ran over it. I mean, it got a lot of love. Let's put it that way.
And then I actually had
there's Animal Boy.
I had to pay $40 for this.
I had a shot of getting that once, and I didn't pull the trigger, and I regret that.
But it's pretty near mint. So
yeah, that's a good. I like that record too.
I found this in a small town. It's still got the inner on it and everything. I found it in a small town.
Right.
Record store.
Right.
I'm gonna have to run for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right, Randy. I'm gonna go, guys. Too. I'm gonna go and have dinner and with my wife here. So, Anthony, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for dropping by. You're always welcome. I'll drop by your stream when I see you. I try to drop by your stream.
You never know when I pop up.
I know you're all over the place, man. Like you're all over the place. I wish you do a lot of really early morning ones. And I'm not an early morning person, as people know. So I miss.
Yeah, that's true. I try to do the really early ones to avoid the trolls from coming in.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. As the day goes on, the trolls wake up.
Oh yeah. Take care, Anthony.
Take care, Edward, my friend. See you soon.
We'll see you later.
See you later. Edward Prog Hat. Check him out. Check out his channel. Sub him up. Edward Prog Hat. And it's coming up on 7:30. I've been on for 3 hours. I'm going to stay for a few more minutes till Randy gets back. And then I'll probably die out, but we'll see what Randy's going to have. 10cc didn't have a lot of punk credibility. They had a #1 in the UK. I'm Not in Love. Yeah, 10. That's the only thing I really know from 10cc myself is I'm Not in Love. A great song. I know there's probably some 10cc fans out there that know a lot more 10cc than I do. But for me, 10cc, that was it. I only knew them for I'm Not in Love. But I'm sure they're not a one-hit wonder band. They probably have a lot more out there. And TARDIS Writer saying bye. See you all later. See you, TARDIS Writer. Thanks for dropping by. Harris Pilton, thanks for dropping by. Vinyl and Kicks, thank you for dropping by. Who else have we got in here? I think it's been a good stream. I will wait till Randy comes back, and then we'll see what else he's got to say. And if there's anything else, we'll chat. If not, we'll call it a day. Let's just see. Checking the comments in. Bonzo Goes to Pittsburgh. Great Ramon single. Yes, Bonzo Goes to Pittsburgh. And I believe that one was, is that on Animal Boy? No, this is something put, yeah, Bonzo Goes to Pittsburgh on Animal Boy here. Bonzo Goes to Pittsburgh, which was, My Brain is Hanging Upside Down, brackets, Bonzo Goes to Pittsburgh. The other one that was great on here was Something to Believe In, and Somebody Put Something in My Drink, and of course, Animal Boy. What a great freaking track, Animal Boy. Great album, great album. This one was, this is a Canadian pressing, a first Canadian press. Friend, this album came out in 1986, Animal Boy. And of course, Pleasant Dreams, I think, was 1980 or 81, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure it was 80 or 81, Pleasant Dreams. Ramones. What else is going on in here? Let's see. Don't Come Close is his favorite, is Harris Pilton's favorite Ramon single. And I think I was supposed to be having, let me check, because I had something that was supposed to become arriving tonight. I better check. It could have arrived. And I'm sitting here on chat and it's sitting at my front door, but the dog didn't bark, so it might not have arrived yet. I know it was due anytime between 6 and 9, because now Amazon actually give you delivery time estimates on their orders now, which is crazy. They actually give you a window of when something is going to be delivered. It says delivered today. Package was left near the front door porch. So I'm just going to go and see if I got a package waiting for me. And indeed I do. I do indeed have a package, folks. I got a box here, so we can do an unboxing. We got a unboxing here. And Groovy Lisa, are you back again, Groovy Lisa? You want to come back up, Groovy Lisa? I can put the link back out in the chat there. There's the link. Welcome back, Groovy Lisa. I got a delivery. I've got a delivery, folks. It was actually supposed to be delivered tomorrow, but it came tonight. So if everybody wants to see what I got, I will rip it open. Come on back up, Groovy Lisa. Yeah, Harry Styles Fine Line is one my daughter wants, and you could buy it everywhere on vinyl. Like it was everywhere when it first came out, and now you can't find it on vinyl anywhere. And my daughter's like, "Oh, Dad, I really want that Harry Styles Fine Line." So I got to watch for it to come out on vinyl again somewhere. Seems to be sold out everywhere. And her birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks, so maybe I can find it. Come on, Lisa. And I guess I'll entertain the troops with this box. And I just happen to be right here where the scissors are. So we can score this thing. A live unboxing on my stream. We got a live unboxing. Ooh, what's in a box? There we go, folks. This is the box set edition, deluxe edition. Deluxe edition includes 4 LPs, 2 CDs, plus DVD of the concert live from the Catalyst, Santa Cruz, California, November 13th, 1990. 19 tracks, 3 blistering sets on 4 LPs. First live performances of Ragged Glory songs. Anybody want to take a guess what this is? Vinyl and Kicks. Vinyl and Kicks got it. Vinyl and Kicks got it. Neil Young. Vinyl and Kicks hit the nail on the head. It's Neil Young, Way Down in the Rust Bucket. Way Down in the Rust Bucket, Neil Young and Crazy Horse. And this is the box set, deluxe box set version. Deluxe edition. 4 LPs, 2 CDs, DVD of the concert live from the Catalyst. First live performances of Ragged Glory songs. Neil Young, Way Down in the Rocks. What was it? Way Down in the Rust Bucket. I am looking forward to this because Ragged Glory, Secrets Be Told, which I do not have on vinyl, which they need to reissue on vinyl because vinyl copies of Ragged Glory are well over $100 if you want an original. Vinyl copies of Ragged Glory are hard to find, and Ragged Glory is my absolute favorite Neil Young and Crazy Horse album. And I noticed this has got a ding in the corner, so I'm going to be calling Amazon about this because that is not very good. There's a pretty nasty ding in the corner here. So Amazon's going to be getting a phone call about that right there. So there might be getting a replacement of this one because that is not too good. It's got a tear and a ding. A tear and a ding. So after my stream tonight, I'm going to be giving Amazon a call and going, guys, better send me another one because I'm not accepting that. Not accepting that. Luckily, Amazon is 10 minutes from me, and they can send me another one. So that's a little bit of a shame, but these things happen sometimes. But I will be contacting Amazon immediately after this live stream to ask for a replacement. Yeah, it's a box set, and what for for what I paid, that's a pretty big ding. That's a pretty big ding. If you look at that, that's a pretty nasty. That's a pretty nasty ding. That's a pretty nasty ding. That's not something I can just pass off because it's actually torn as well. So they're gonna have to send me another one. That's a shame. Oh well.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I just got a delivery from Amazon. Neil Young, Crazy Horse,
Sweet.
live from Rust Bucket. This was the deluxe box set with the 4 LPs, 2 CDs, and the DVD concert. But it just arrived just right now. But look.
Ouch. I hate that, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be right after the stream. I'll be calling customer service and asking for another copy.
Did they put it in a bubble wrap?
No, it's just in the Amazon box.
Oh. Yeah,
Which I'm surprised. Normally,
packing materials in there,
no, they didn't put any packing. Normally they do. Somebody got sloppy, and this is the result. But I think this must have happened before it was packed, because the box itself is fine.
Oh yeah.
This is obviously in the warehouse.
That is crunched, man.
That's crunched. And for an expensive box set like this, no. Amazon are really good though. They'll get me another copy out like right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll be calling them as soon as the stream ends. I'll call customer service and go, not no good.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one to listen to live.
Yeah, it's the Ragged Glory tour too, which I love. So
yeah.
And who do we have in the Groovy? Lisa is in the peanut gallery. Is in the backstage here. We'll bring her on for a few minutes.
I'm just gonna leave you on for like a couple minutes to show vinyl kicks. This is what I got, vinyl kicks. The Target exclusive of Harry Styles.
I'm gonna keep the stream going for another 10 minutes. So yeah, my daughter really wants that one, but it's kind of sold out everywhere now.
No, this was at Target. I could have gotten your daughter a copy. We had like 4 copies of this at our Target.
Yeah, see, we don't have Target in Canada, so.
Yeah, but I saw this and I had to pick it up. I've been meaning to.
So is that a Target? Is that a Target exclusive?
Yeah, look, it's black and white splatter.
Yeah, you could, like, it was everywhere when it first came out, and you could buy it like anywhere. But and then it got popular, and now you can't find it. And my daughter.
No, you can't. You can't even find it on Amazon. So when I saw it,
I know it's like now it's suddenly you can't find it.
I see Rachel's live too.
my daughter wants a copy of it, so
it's a great album. I love pretty much every song of the album. So when the opportunity came and I saw it at Target, I was like, gotta get it, because I don't see it on Amazon.
No, like I said, it was everywhere for a while, and then it's just like, I guess the first run all sold off. It got.
See, you should have bought all 4 copies, and you could have made some money on it.
I know I could have. His first album is easy to find on Amazon. They have plenty of that, but the second album, I should have.
The second album was a slow burn. When it first came out, it didn't do much, and then it suddenly blew up, and then all the copies sold. I guess they pressed so many, and then it sold out, and now I got a copy.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
You'll go back to Target tomorrow, and they'll all be gone. You watch.
Yeah, it's always the way.
Yeah.
When you pass up a record and go back the next day, it's gone, guaranteed.
I mean, because the Target edition of Paul McCartney's album only has 1,500 copies, and Macca has been bugging me to find that at my local Target. And I told them, I'm not going to buy that. I have no desire to buy it.
Yeah, the reason.
But hasn't he already got like 8 copies or something?
I was going to say, the reason you can't find it, he's got like 1,500 copies of it himself,
I know. That's why he can't find it. He's got them all. He bought it out. He's keeping Paul McCartney in business.
And he won't open any of them either.
Yeah, he got like all these different colors, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I guess if you're a fan.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do,
You do. I mean, there's not a record I own that I haven't opened and played. So that's just me.
I've gone down that alley where I bought a couple copies because I knew it was going to be worth something, because I want mine to open and then I'll hold on to one, but not many. I've got a few here.
Yeah, I've only done it a couple times in my lifetime.
Yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes you look back on some of the stuff you pass up and you see what it goes for now, and you're like, damn.
I know. I kick myself all the time. That's stuff that I should have got and didn't. And
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of learned now. And now every time I go somewhere and I see something and I'm walking away, I say to myself, most of the time I'll say to myself, no, go back and get it, Anthony, because you've been down this road. So just take it now. Even if you can't afford it, just take it now, because you're going to be sorry later.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Or when you go into the store, like the record store, like there's a really good store here, it's towards Detroit, but it's called Dearborn Records. It's a big store. They got a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of that store. Other people have mentioned that store.
Yeah, they got this big wall of all the new arrivals. So when I come in, I'll there's like 4 copies of it. I'll get that before I leave, and then you never end up coming back and getting it, and then you go back the next time and they're sold out of it. So
yeah, that happens. I want to get that box set. I mean, not the box set. There's a box set that's coming out of Mars Volta, but I don't want all the albums. I just want certain albums, and I'm hoping maybe one day.
Yeah, did you hear the price on that thing?
Yeah, it's like almost $500, which is ridiculous. And I only want like 3 of their albums out of the 18.
Like 18 records.
Yeah, I've been a fan of theirs since the early 2000s, and I am not gonna spend $400 for 18 records. I don't care. I just want 3 albums. If they're ever watching this, please just reissue all the records.
Which one? Who?
Mars Volta.
I know the Mars. Well, yeah, we were talking about it earlier today on the stream.
I definitely want to get 3 of their albums, but it goes for crazy. Goes for crazy amounts on eBay. Their albums go for like $300, $200 easily.
I don't think I've ever heard any Mars Volta. I hear people talking about them.
They're kind of like experimental rock. That's how I can describe them.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never heard of them. Heard of them.
I've heard of them, but I've never listened to anything by them. And people are all saying, "Oh, you should check out Mars Volta. They're really good."
Yeah, they are. But I'm not.
I don't get enough time to check out my old albums. Never mind recommendations.
I know. There's so much new stuff you can't keep up with it all.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Exactly. You can't keep up with all the new stuff. Someone asked me, "Have you kept up with all the new stuff?"
I'll play a new album, and I absolutely love it. And then it'll probably take me 2 months to get around to playing it a second time because I got other stuff to play still.
I know.
Well, you have quite the collection of records.
It's hard, yeah. My collection, that's the only problem.
My collection is small, so
that's why I'm glad. That's why I'm glad when albums come with like a download card or the CD, because at least I can like stream it on download it and put it on my phone, or if there's a CD, I can throw it in the car. I get a chance to listen to it more than. Because sitting down and listening to vinyl is something I don't get that much time to do. So, obviously I listen to stuff in the car and whatnot more than I do on vinyl.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But I'm the Spotify person. I'm the young generation who
my daughter
loves the Spotify. I always Spotify.
My daughter's got a Spotify subscription. I pay for a monthly subscription for her. She loves her Spotify. I don't use it. I've got Amazon Music and my phone. I just, like I said, I get to use the download codes that come with the vinyl. I stick them on my phone, and, I can stream from the phone to the car audio, or I put CDs in the car, and then record them to the hard drive.
The bummer is a lot of the new cars they don't have CD players.
No, they don't have CD players.
You have to get a card,
Yeah, my car was probably one of the like my car's a Honda Accord. And when you put a CD in it, there's it's probably a flash drive, not a hard drive.
Yeah.
But the first time you put any CD in the car, it automatically records it to the hard drive.
Yeah.
So I've got in the last 5 years, I've probably put I think it's around 300 CDs.
Yeah, that's
now on the hard drive in the car.
We had a car that did that. That was great because you can automatically record it as you're listening to it.
Yeah, it would record while you listen to it, which was great. Like you'd get to the second song or something, and it'd all be recorded, and then you never need to bring the CD back in the car ever again.
Yeah. Our newer car has a CD player. Fortunately, it has one. But
Yeah.
the
What type
newer
of car?
car, they don't
What type
have
of
them
car is it?
anymore, you know?
That's the album I want, Vinyl Kicks 86. That's the one album I want from Mars Volta, but it goes for too much on eBay. Way too much. I like have to sell like it's I call it, I call them experimental prog, if that's a great word to say. They're not they're just very experimental.
Like I don't know why record companies just don't press enough. The demand is there for more quantities of records. So why not just press enough to make everybody happy?
I know, like there's
seriously, because all you're doing is driving the underground market by not pressing enough.
Exactly.
You're not, the record company's not making any money on all these flippers. You know, like if you pressed enough copies, you'd put the flippers out of business.
Right.
That's exactly true. There was an album I wanted from Yellow Card, and they only made 1,000 copies of it, and it sold out like within 5 minutes on the website, and now it's going for $300 on eBay, which is ridiculous.
I mean, the marketers and whatnot, the promoters, they know how much something's going to sell. They know how many copies they're going to be able to sell of something. So why are they undercut?
I know.
They know damn well the demand is there.
It makes no sense because this is an album I've been wanting, and they just keep doing limited editions of it. And I'm like,
and it's not like they're charging a premium like Third Man Records. What is it? McCartney 3. Third Man Records makes what? 300 copies. Third Man Records could have sold freaking 5,000 copies for $20 a pop.
They should have.
Yeah, I mean, they're not selling it they never sold those 300 copies at a premium price. They sold it at a cheap price. So they shot themselves.
Yeah. What are those things going for? Like $3,000 or something like that?
Yeah, I think they're around 1,000 now.
But it's
crazy, man. Because that was if Third Man Records had pressed 3,000 copies instead of 300, that's a lot of money they would have made. Instead, the people that bought those copies, they're the ones that are making the thousands of dollars, and the record companies making the last $20.
$1,000. Nobody's gonna buy the.
I know you got to be out of your mind, batshit crazy to pay that kind of money.
That's the thing. There's people that are that crazy to pay that money.
I don't care what color it is.
Sorry to
people that are that crazy. Well, Macca, look at Macca. Macca would, if Macca had the money, he'd pay 1,000. You know it. If Macca had the money, he'd pay 1,000.
Oh yeah,
9 versions of that album.
I know it. And then, McCartney knows the game. That's why he did all that stuff. You know.
He knows that people will still buy his album. He's targeting the younger crowd with all these releases of McCartney 3. But I heard the album on Spotify, and it's okay.
It's all right. I've heard it. It's all right.
Buy a vinyl.
To me, it's all right. It's a good album to have digital or CD,
possibly
for $10, but it's not a $30 vinyl release.
That's why I bought the CD of Egyptian Station. I didn't buy the vinyl because I was like, you know what? I'll just have the CD.
Yeah, I do the same thing at Bomp Records when I go to Bomp Records, because they got their CDs are cheap, $5 to $10, and if I don't really care for it on vinyl, I'll buy the CD copy for just
exactly. For sure.
Yeah, that's totally the way to do it.
It's always cheaper,
because you pay like about $15 for a CD, and a vinyl is like 25 to upwards of $40.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure. It's for some,
yeah.
CDs are cheap. So if it's something that I'm iffy about, then I'll just buy it on CD.
Yeah, I've done that quite a bit with a lot of albums. I just buy the CD, and I'm good with that.
But then there's been the odd time that I bought something on CD and said, "Oh damn! When this comes out on vinyl, I'm going to end up buying it on vinyl."
Yeah, I've also done.
I did that on the Stooges Funhouse box set. I had the CD box set, and I said, man, I wish they would put this out on vinyl. This would be killer. And about 3 years later, they did it, and I ended up buying that thing. That cost me a little bit of money.
Yeah, believe it or not, this Miley Cyrus Plastic Letters is such a freaking rockin' album that if it comes out on vinyl, I would probably buy this on vinyl. I mean, you got Joan Jett on here, you got freaking Billy Idol on here. This is a freaking kick-ass album.
What
So,
is
I just bought it on CD to have it.
No, it's totally great. I love
But
Miley
now
Cyrus.
it's the sort of album that I'd end up buying on vinyl because
What
it's
is,
really freaking. This girl's grown up. She's a rocker. She's a Joan Jett on this album.
what
Yeah.
does Billy Idol do on that?
He does a song with her called Night. What was it? Night Crawling, featuring Billy Idol. Freaking
I heard that.
It's such a standard Billy Idol standard.
Yeah,
Freaking great song. And then
Yeah.
the other one is
I love Billy Idol, man. He's
Bad
one of my
Bad
favorites.
Karma, which features Joan Jett. So
Wow.
Yeah, no, but she does a
those
really
two
good
songs
job.
alone are worth buying it on vinyl for. I swear to God.
I was impressed when I heard the album. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well,
Miley
you can tell by the cover
really
art, and
can
she
rock.
even said that she modeled this after early '80s, like after Blondie and all those.
But I
bands.
heard,
It looks like
That's what this
Blondie,
whole
you know?
thing. This whole thing has been stylized and modern and
Yeah.
modeled after that era. So
Yeah.
hats off to her for
didn't
doing that.
didn't she take like Stevie Nicks' song and sample it? I heard that for that album, she sampled The Edge of 17 or something of that.
It's
nature.
interesting because I was reading the liner notes for this, and I didn't know this. I mean, I know nothing about Miley Cyrus, but apparently she had like an album in the can on her computer or something. It was all recorded, and she had the digital files on her computer. Apparently, her multi-million-dollar mansion was destroyed in those LA fires.
Yes,
And she lost everything.
yes. It was
She lost
destroyed in
she lost
Malibu.
everything she ever grew up with, all her everything. She lost everything in the fire, even her new album that she had on computer. And so she had to go back to scratch, and that fire and that
Yeah, that
tragedy,
fire was pretty.
that inspired this album.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the Malibu fire.
Who's
Yeah,
that?
and I think there's actually a picture in here.
Who's that metal guy in the BC that he lives in Northern California? He lost his entire collection.
Yeah, look, there's actually a picture in
I
the
can't think
booklet.
about her. So many people live in the Northern California, the BC.
There's a picture in the booklet of the remains of her house.
Wow.
Gone.
Yeah, I remember hearing
Gone.
about that because, when you live out here, we have a lot of forest fires. So that was probably one of the biggest forest fires we had in California history. One of the biggest.
That was bad.
It was bad. We have them every year during August to like maybe October.
Yeah, California gets hit every year.
Every year with forest fires. We don't have much earthquakes, but forest fires, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
They're always
else in the
looking.
peanut gallery?
They're worried
No,
about
they're just talking about
California.
Amazon. I like Amazon. Amazon is my go-to place to buy new records because
Yeah,
it's cheaper.
Amazon treat me good. I'm a big Amazon fan. I mean,
Yeah,
I've been buying obviously way more since the pandemic started because I can't go anywhere and shop and crate dig and all that
yeah,
stuff. We've been in
that's
lockdown.
definitely true.
We've been in lockdown now since the middle of November, and we're still going to be in lockdown till the end of March now.
Yeah, our restaurants have been
No
closed.
stores, nothing.
Yeah, you guys are in lockdown, but California, we just have the restaurants that are closed, and they've been closed since March the 13th. All the restaurants.
I've been buying various things on Amazon since early 2000s now. I buy grocery items. Like I buy grocery items for our household.
Yeah.
Regular things that we use on a weekly basis. I buy it all on Amazon.
I go to Amazon when I can't find something at a grocery store. They have everything.
They have everything. Amazon's got everything and deliver it right to your
They
front
do.
door.
Yeah.
And they're good to me. If I have something wrong, they don't even question it. They just we'll send you out a new one.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
did that
I've
for
built
me.
up, I gather, a good customer rep because they'll go on the file and they'll go, oh yeah, we see you, yeah. you shop a lot from us, so I'll phone them after the stream and go, my Neil Young is damaged. They'll be like, okay, we'll get one out to you right away.
No, they got very good customer service.
They
Like
do.
when a record didn't come in the mail for me, Amazon sent me another record, but it turns out my neighbor had the package for 5 days in her house. So I had an extra copy. So
I've gotten duplicate copies from Amazon before. They'll send me one and then it shows up and they'll just say, I keep it. Like they won't even ask me to send it back. Like I'm sure when I call them tonight, I know Amazon. And when I call them tonight and tell them this one's damaged, they'll just say, they all say the same thing, especially because I'm in lockdown right now. What they'll say is they go, dispose of that one. We'll send you a new one.
Let's see.
That's what they'll say. They'll say dispose of it. So I'll end
That's
up.
a good song.
If they tell me to dispose of it, I'll just VCLT it to somebody.
No, I went and sold it back to the record store, the extra copy I had, and I got like $10 for it. So I know I should have probably VCLT'd it to someone, but
Yeah, like this Neil Young. I know they're not going to ask me to send it back to them. I'll just say it's damaged. They'll say, okay, we'll send you another one, because they don't want stuff back right now because of the pandemic. They
Of
don't want
course.
things being returned.
people still return stuff at my local Costco. I'm like, it's a pandemic. Why are you returning food?
Yeah, here where I am, being in lockdown, Amazon doesn't want stuff if it's damaged or whatever.
No.
Because I've had the odd thing over the last year, and it's damaged, and they just say dispose of it. We'll send you another. And I'm sure when I call about the Neil Young, the guy's going to go, okay, dispose of it. We'll send you another.
Yeah, there's no point in
So
returning.
I'll just say, if they say dispose of it, I'll just save it for a future VCLT for somebody.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're just going to throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't want it coming back with the pandemic shit, and they don't want it coming back.
Yeah, there's a place
they don't want to deal. They don't want to deal with the return. They don't want to deal with the return. You know what? Return. You know how many returns Amazon gets on a daily basis?
A lot.
Crazy.
That's
amount.
why they sell those pallets of
they'll sell pallets of garbage. The stuff that's basically going to go in the garbage, and people can buy a pallet for a few bucks.
Yeah, there's a store that does that. They sell Amazon returns. I don't know where it is, but I think it's out here, or I forgot where I saw it. But they sell returns from Amazon in their store.
Yeah,
or
you can.
Returns in general.
You can watch it on YouTube. Those people that buy pallets of them, and they show you what they get.
Yeah, I've seen guys on YouTube buy the pallets, and then they I think that's the only reason they do it is they buy it to show it on YouTube.
Right.
I know that there was a question in
they have like freaking laptops in there and.
Yeah, some of them score big. Some of them get ripped off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some of them it's absolute crap.
Yeah,
and then a guy will pull out like a freaking $2,000 freaking Apple iPad or some shit.
Right.
That doesn't happen very often.
No, but most of the time it's a pile of crap.
Yeah, most of the times it's just like $5, $10 things.
Like
stuff.
they probably get their money's worth technically.
Yeah, if they sell it, if they're sellers, they can probably get their money back.
Yeah, they can make their money back in junk sales and whatnot.
Yeah, there's a guy that on TikTok that always says, I can get 150 for these shoes.
Yeah.
That's just too much. That's just too much work for me to buy all that.
I always laugh at those videos where they say, oh, that's an easy $15. I'm like, that's like at the dollar store for $1,
That's what
these
guy
guys
says
will be like, yeah, I can make so much on this. Yeah, it's probably going to take you probably 5 years to make your money back trying to sell it on eBay. You think that stuff's going to sell overnight? No.
Wait.
No way.
Nobody's selling that vinyl Kicks 86. No one's selling a used breast. No.
I mean, I sell stuff on Kijiji, which is Canada's kind of eBay thingy. I sell stuff on Kijiji, and I don't do eBay anymore, and I got things on Discogs and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know how few and far between my sales are? Like, I don't rely on them for anything, I'll sell, most of the stuff I have listed will be listed like a year, and then it suddenly sells, You keep renewing the ad. You keep renewing the ad, and then eventually everything sells, but it doesn't sell overnight.
You should list your records at Discogs. That's a good place to do it because you can leave them on there forever. Like eBay, you only have like 30 days or a week.
Yeah, eBay, you have to go back in and renew your damn ad.
Yeah, my friend got banned on eBay because she kept
my Discogs, because my whole collection is all on Discogs now. All I have to do is I put a check mark in front of the ones you want to sell.
Yep.
That's basically all I got to do is put a check mark in front of the ones you want to put up for sale.
I got rid of a lot out of my collection. I had like my closet in there. I had 2 shelves, and I sold a ton of records. You can easily sell it on Discogs.
Yeah. I think for 2021, I want to purge at least 100 out of my 2 bins. Yeah. I want to purge 2 bins.
If I could purge 2 bins, man, I'd have room to get these off the floor for sure.
Yeah, that's my problem now. I'm at the point where I'm full. And I don't want to just like create more space for them. I need to just dump a couple bins worth.
It's good to purge your stuff. I gave away.
I have to. Even when I was younger, I purged. When I was a teenager, I was always buying and trading records.
Yeah, you can't listen to it all.
No, you can't. I worked it out. I got 2,000 records. I average maybe 1 or 2 records a day, maybe 5 days a week I listen to. So if I'm only listening to, let's say, if I'm lucky, I hear 10 records a week. So 10, that's 200 weeks.
Yeah,
200 weeks. That's 4 years to listen to each of my records once.
Yeah.
You know?
It's okay to purge records and to sell them.
You got to.
You know, or give them, like, I gave records to my sister's neighbor because she was getting into record collecting. So I gave her some extra copies I had of records and classical music. And, you know, it's okay to have, you know, some records and give them away. You don't need to have this, like, crazy collection. Like Captain told me he has 16,000 records. And I'm like, you're insane.
I know. Some of these people's collections just blow my mind.
I mean, I'm fine with
like, what was his name? The guy that had the flood.
Like,
what was the guy that had the flood?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Steve Carlson.
Steve Carlson. Like, you look at the massive collection he had when he got nailed in that flood. Crazy amount of records.
He had like, what, 10,000, I think?
Yeah, it was like 10,000.
Yeah, that's insane. I've got like under 4,000, and I've got way too many. I can't listen to them all. I don't even know.
And you have a lot of 45s too. You have a big 45s collection.
Yeah. I would love to get my collection down to like 1,500, and then my 45s, I'll keep all those. But
yeah, because I'm at about 2,000 on LP now, and I think I got about 500 CDs, and that's I'm kind of like at my max. And I'm like you. I would, if anything, like to reduce my 2,000 to maybe, I don't know, 1,800.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
start. The older you get, the less you want to have, because it's going to be a big problem to.
Exactly.
You know, when I'm gone, my daughter's going to have to deal with it.
This guy, he owned a record store here in Ann Arbor. There was 2 brothers, and Mark was one of the guys, and he said that he turned 60, and he just sat one day and thought, what the hell am I doing? You know, I got to get rid of some of this shit. He had probably 20,000 records.
Whoa.
But he owned a store, so he would bring in 2 crates every week, which was cool because he had some good stuff, you know, he was getting rid of. But he had a lot of records to get rid of. I mean, because you don't want that many records when you get older, you know.
No, that's where I'm. Even my collectibles, like I got so many collectibles here. I've got a lot of them for sale, like my figurines and stuff. You know, they're worth a lot, and I sell the odd one here and there. You know, like there's pretty much any figurine is mine's for sale. Somebody sees one they want,
right?
You know, I'll sell it.
I gotta just say something real quick. Ron Haggerty keeps deleting his Instagram and making it and deleting it and keep at me. Stick with your Instagram, Ron. Stick with your Instagram. There's people in the vinyl community who do that. They keep deleting their Instagram. They come back, they delete, and they come back. I'm like,
I don't know what the point of all that is.
I don't know. I love you, Ron, but, you know, just stick with the Instagram for more than a month, please. Why did your friend get banned from eBay? Because she tried to sell too many things on eBay, and they thought she was a fraudulent account. So her account on eBay was banned. She can't sell anymore on eBay.
Wait, you can't? You're not supposed to sell too much on eBay?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't talk to her anymore. She's just
it's by a dollar value per month or something?
Yeah.
$5,000 a month is the max.
Yeah, she kind of went.
I mean, eBay's making money off of it, so it's matter to them.
Well, her stuff wasn't selling.
I don't know how they do that, because there's sellers on there that sell way over $5,000 a month on there.
Yeah, totally.
So
yeah, I think personally that eBay gives preferential treatment to certain customers that are bringing them lots of money.
Yeah,
totally.
I think they bend the rules for people that are bringing them lots of because they get a percentage of everything, right?
Yeah.
So I think when you're a smaller seller, you don't mean shit to them, but if you're a big seller, they give you give you all sorts of preferential treatment.
That also sucks in a way, because I've got screwed over by big sellers, and eBay goes on their side because I'm nothing.
Well, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I've had a bad experience with a seller, and they took the seller's side, even though I could prove all my documentation and blah blah blah. They took the seller's side. Oh, we protect the seller. We protect the seller. Da, da, da.
Yeah, I've only
Yeah.
gave him a neutral rating
It's
once.
because I'm a little nobody, and the seller was a big seller.
Yep.
So
He's
so
making
much
them
for
a ton of money.
the old adage that the customer is always right don't work on eBay.
Yeah.
They always side with the seller on eBay.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I bought a record off of eBay from this record store online, and he sold it to me, right? Because he's like, "Oh, we have it in stock." And then a few days later, he canceled my order. He said, "I made a mistake. It's not in stock. You get your money back." He goes, "But please leave me a review." So I gave him a negative review because I didn't get my record.
Well, now they won't even let you leave negative or neutral feedback after like 7 days. You have to wait like 7 to 10 days or something like that.
This guy deserved it because he told me the record was in stock and he was going to send it to me, and then he found out he didn't really have it.
Yeah,
It was a
get
record
that.
that I really wanted.
I've had that happen before. I got a really good deal on kind of like a rare record, and I think he probably forgot about it until I bought it, and he was about ready to send it, and he says, "Hell no, I ain't gonna sell them to it for that price." So they always say, "Oh yeah, I don't have that anymore," or whatever.
Yeah, the very last time I was on eBay, and I stopped using eBay after that. I had a guy buy a record from me. It was a big seller, and I had a rare record, and the big seller bought it from me, and he paid $60 for it because he probably was going to flip it for like 80 or something.
Right.
He paid $60 for it, and then another 30 in shipping because it was going to Europe. And so grand total like $90 came to me, and I had to pay 30 to send it to ship it out to him. And then he said he never got it, even though I had tracking.
Oh, that is
even though I had tracking that said it had been delivered. He said, "Well, it was delivered to the wrong place. I never got it." We went into a big long thing that went back and forth with eBay for like a month, and eBay sided with him. So not only was I out my record, I had to return the freaking $90. Well, I didn't even have to return it. They just freaking charged me $90. eBay just basically charged my credit card $90. So I lost $90 and the record.
No,
and the guy blocked me because I was messaging with him, and he was like, "Fuck you, I never got it, blah, blah, blah." And he blocked me. So eBay sided with him. I lost the record. I lost $90, and he blocked me. And so I went on with another account onto his thing, and the record that I sold him was listed on his fucking eBay.
Oh,
Let
man.
me tell you something.
Yeah,
People will lie about it. They will lie about it, saying that they didn't get the record, but in actual reality, they did get the record. But they just
I was done with eBay after that. I said, "That's it. Discogs from now on. Screw this."
Yeah.
That guy is shady as hell.
I think eBay's really going downhill, man. They don't have anything on there anymore, and then they screwed up so bad. I think people are just tired of it. They're not listing on there.
eBay was a big fad maybe in the 2000s, but I think they're losing a lot of credibility. I hear so many stories like this now from people.
Right.
Yeah, eBay needs to, change things if they want people to continue using it. There's a lot of people who do that with records.
Well, there's competition. I know there's competition now. eBay isn't the only place you've got to sell.
No. There's Discogs too. I don't know if any other.
There's Discogs, and then here in Canada we have a thing that's like, it's like what's that other thing that you sell on?
Craigslist.
Craigslist. Yeah, we have a thing in Canada called Kijiji, which is basically like
Kijiji and Craigslist are just alike.
Yeah.
So we have Kijiji in Canada, and I sell more records on Kijiji than I do in.
You can buy
because people can come and just pick them up.
At Reverb also, like Reverb sells guitars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they're a really good website for music, but they also sell records there, so you can get them
Are
there
they
too.
still up online? Reverb, I heard they shut down, or maybe it's another.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked
because
at
I heard from Matt they shut down.
Wow.
I think Reverb is owned by Moby, if I'm correct, or something. Moby owns a website where you can sell and resell records, and I don't know if it was Reverb. I don't remember, but there's a site that Moby owns that supposedly he shut down. And I think
you guys should check out Bob Records online. You can get great deals. I mean, records $16 or whatever. They got really good titles on there too. I think they're by you, Lisa. I think they're in Burbank.
Bob Records?
Bomp, yeah.
Let me see. Because we got a lot of record stores in my
They
area.
Yeah, Bomp Records
Oh,
online. It's my favorite website for music.
interesting. I'll look up record stores in Burbank.
Mabuha.
So
Yeah,
I think I will call it a stream. It's been almost 4 hours.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's Atomic Records? No.
I think Rachel's live right now too.
Is she?
Well, this-
Yeah, I know she was going to go on later. Well, thank
This is
you,
the only
thank you,
record store
Lisa, for
we have.
coming by. Thanks, Randy.
You're welcome.
I actually enjoyed having you on, Randy. It was so nice.
Yeah,
having you on.
we had a great stream.
Yeah, I hope you come on next time, Randy. I hope you come on next time, in a couple weeks.
I'll be back.
I enjoyed having you on, my friend.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks
Anthony,
everybody that
Lisa.
joined the stream. Thanks everybody that came by
Thanks
the
to
stream.
the Peanut Gallery.
This will be going up on replay in a couple of days on my channel. So
Sweet.
I keep my streams up because they're family friendly. They're friendly.
Right.
There's no drama.
Nope. We were just talking
Thanks,
about
Randy.
All right, later.
Nice to talk with you.
Bye, Anthony.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Maybe I'll see you at Caps tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, Rachel's live now, but I'll
All
see
right.
you later.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.